The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone fast with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown.
Here we go.
It makes Eastwood look so fine.
A week away. Oh, man. A week away, dear listener. And can I just say, this is an important thing. Are there any lawyers listening to the show tonight? If there are any lawyers listening, please, 0344 499 1000. I want to file a lawsuit against Crosby, Stills, but primarily Nash, because I don't know if you've ever heard the song I'm Going to Marrakesh by Crosby, Stills and Nash. It paints a picture of a wonderful place and full of colour and light and it's a shithole. So I'd like to sue Crosby, Stills and primarily Nash because they've lied to me for the last, 50-odd years. I went there last week. Oh, man, what a dump. What? And I don't, this show is supposed to be celebratory, and I don't want to diss a whole country, so I'm not. I'm just specifically dissing one city within that country. Although, I imagine that the rest of Morocco is as much of a dump as Marrakesh. But I'm not going to say that for sure, because we just don't know. So any lawyers out there, particularly the ones that are very good at suing ageing hippies, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's get straight in. I've had a week off, and boy, oh boy, we're back with a bang. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome on the telephone, it's actual Matt Lucas. Hello, Matt.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm recovering from a disappointing week in Marrakesh, Matt.
Yes. Well, what's happened there? Because traditionally, I mean, if you read the Autumn Diaries, he used to love to go to Morocco. He got up to all sorts. Were you not tempted by the young gentleman there?
I wasn't offered any young gentleman. I was offered, within my first hour, I was offered grass, hashish and opium. But I don't take any of those things anymore, Matt. I don't do those things. And no young men offered themselves to me.
Well, then did you keep the receipt?
I did. I've got the receipt, yes. So I can take that back to the internet and get my money back, can I?
Well, I don't see why not. Whose idea was it for you to go? Was it really that song that told you to go?
Yeah, well, I booked a week off, and I did it. My life, Matt. Let's talk about me. You're right. Thank you. My life is collapsing around my ears, and so on a whim, I booked a week off work, and then I just went online and I just clicked on Marrakesh and went and had these wonderful romantic ideas of discovering myself. But it's a dump.
Well, I think the problem is you've been listening to songs and following the advice. I mean, I had a terrible day trip to Bangor once.
Ay, man alive. I was going to do that next week.
Oh, let's stay where we are. Well, where I am at the moment is in the car on the way back from Bristol towards London.
What were you doing in Bristol, if you don't mind me asking? If it's personal, you can tell me to get lost.
No, I'll tell you. I don't mind telling you. I was in Yeovil, then Bristol, doing book signings and Q&As for because I've got a book out. A book came out last week.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm doing the publicity for the book.
What's the question you get asked most often?
Well, actually, I'll tell you a question I get asked quite often. Is often people will come up to me and say hello. You know, they recognise me.
Yeah.
And they very polite, and they have a chat, and then ask for a selfie. And then as soon as they go, there's always a sort of man who appears who goes, "Oh, but you can't bear that. I bet you're sick of people coming up to you, aren't you?" And I think, no, they were really nice.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of people coming up and saying, "Oh, but you can't bear that." Because it's fine. Everyone's lovely. It's just always the man that appears from the shadows after me. Says, "Oh, but you can't bear that." You must have had that.
Well, here's the delicious thing, Matt. I had a very brief flirtation with stuff like that. I tend not to get recognised now. If I do get recognised, people think I'm either Marlon Dingle from Emmerdale or Richard Bacon.
Oh. Well, so it's either... Right, I see. Well, that's not... I don't know what Marlon Dingle looks like, but Richard Bacon has a certain face.
Yeah, they're both, gentlemen of extended features. Matt, look, I've read your book, Matt Lucas, Little Me, My Life from... Now, because it's Little Me, do I have to say from A to Z, or is it A to Z?
A to Z, unless you're from Alabama.
But because it doesn't rhyme, it rhymes, doesn't it? Little Me, My Life from A to Z, that rhymes.
Yes, but not all book titles have to rhyme. That's not a sign of a good book. I mean, Great Expectations doesn't rhyme as a title.
I'm just doing it, hang on.
Doesn't rhyme.
Great Expectations and Awkward Situations.
That, yes, with the bit that is in brackets afterwards that most people drop off. Yes, it does actually, Matt.
Well, all right, what about Pride and Prejudice?
Pride and Prejudice. No, he's got you there.
Yeah,
He's destroyed you.
okay, that's he's not destroyed me.
Pride and Prejudice, let's have less of it.
Do you remember the night that we drove past Brian May?
Yes!
Do you remember it?
Was it in Chelsea?
It was, and I'm surprised it's not in the book, actually, Matt. I was a bit disappointed. I don't get mentioned at all. But I think I drove you to 2, possibly 3 very bizarre gigs scattered around the country. I think one was in Brighton. And on the way back from one of them, you were telling me, this is years, lifetime ago, you were telling me that you were Queen's biggest fan, and you write a lot about Queen in the book.
Yes, I do.
And then, so I don't know if you were probably still banging on about Queen, because it was quite a long car journey. But then we drove past, I went, I think that's Brian May over there.
And it was, wasn't it?
It was.
You know what? Do you know what else I remember? That it was the night before their last album, That's a Heaven for Everyone, I think it is, was released. It was the day their album was going to be released the next day.
Yeah.
And we saw Brian May in the street. That's right, we did.
And I said
we saw him from behind, but we knew his hair.
Yeah, but then the way I remember, we saw him from behind, and we were jokingly going, "Oh, look, there's Brian May." And then we drove very slowly past him. We curb crawled Brian May. And we went, it was him. And it was so lovely to see, because you got all nervous, and you were kind of famous then. And I was saying, you can get out and say hello to him, and it won't be weird. You went, "Oh, no, I can't. No, I can't do that. I can't do that." And we drove away, but it was a lovely moment.
Yeah, it was very nice. And we had some fun doing those gigs, and that must be 23 years ago or something.
Man alive, it was they were Neil Willis gigs, and yeah, that was you gave me some wonder. We will talk about your book in a second, I promise you, but just a bit bitter that I'm not mentioning it. But you gave me some really good advice, because I had an agent, but he wouldn't be my agent, but he kept mentioning that if he was going to sign me up, he'd sign me to a 5-year contract. Now,
whoa.
And that's exactly the noise you made in my mum's car. Exactly the noise, because you went, "Listen, no agent signs you up. You don't have a contract. You certainly don't sign a 5-year contract." Best advice I was ever given in show business, Matt, so thank you for that.
Well, the thing is, I would say this to young comedians. There's a big agency, and they would sign people up, and I would say, well, firstly, you don't need to sign a 5-year contract with your agent.
Yep.
It's not the music industry. If you have a good enough relationship, then you want to keep them on their toes. If you sign a contract, that's it. they've got you, and they don't need to do any work because they've got you. But also, more than anything, an agent doesn't sign you up; you sign them up.
Yep.
That's the thing.
This is exactly what you told me. And it was honestly, it was the best advice I've ever been given, because it made me go, "Oh, hang on, this bloke knows what he's talking about." Because you were just having your first brush with fame, and I was still signing on, I think. But
it was just the beginnings of Severn Chumley, and maybe I'd done some shooting stars.
I think you'd done some shooting stars, because we arrived at a venue and there was a picture of you dressed as a baby, and you oh God, they're expecting the baby, and you were doing the brilliant.
Happened.
Yeah.
That's why I got stand-up comedy. I retired from stand-up comedy at the age of 22.
Wow.
Precisely because I didn't have a George Dawes stage act, really. I mean, I appeared as George Dawes when we did a Shooting Stars tour, but my stage act was Severn Chumley, the character that I was doing. And actually, we later did that character in the first tour of Little Britain. So I had this stand-up act, and then I'd turn up, and there would be posters of me at the drum kit, and people would come expecting that. And understandably, they'd be bemused by the different kind of acts that I was doing. The only people really laughing were the promoters, because they were able to cash in. But it made me very anxious about doing gigs.
Yeah.
But I had a lovely time. I did stand up for 4.5 years. Funnily enough, it's all in the book.
Well, this is the joy of it. The book is. I devoured your book in about 3 days, Matt. It was such a good read, and it was it was fun. I mean, it's hilariously funny, and it's really sad. I don't want to go into it, but you talk beautifully about Kevin, and you talk beautifully about great sadness in your life. And I was surprised. At how vulnerable you allowed yourself to be in that book. And I just wanted to say, thank you for doing that, because that was a brave thing to kind of do.
Well, thank you. It's nice to get the feedback, because you write in a bit of a vacuum. I mean, you have an editor, but it was the first time I've sat down and written a book ever, and also I did it myself on my own.
Yeah.
Some people have ghostwriters, but the way the book is an autobiography, but it's not strictly chronological. It's an A to Z, so, B is for baldness, because I lost my hair when I was 6, and G is for gay, J is for Jewish, but it's my life and also my work. But yeah, I do talk about some things that I've never spoken publicly about. But, we all have sadness in our lives as well as happiness, and so I try and avoid, I think there is sadness in there, but what I hope there isn't in there is self-pity. Because I think that's a very unattractive thing. Oh, no, not at all. I think that, the sad parts, and there are other sad parts, but I just thought they were so beautifully done, and there was no wallowing. You kept it very succinct, and I think that's a skill. But there is also wonderful, joyous moments. For God's sakes, man, you're in my boy's favourite TV programme. You're in Doctor Who now. Yes.
That is insane, isn't it?
A companion in Doctor Who. I never saw that one coming, but that has been a wonderful experience. Yeah, working with some. Pearl Mackie and Peter Capaldi.
Yeah,
brilliant actors. Really great to work with. When you work with really good actors, they really make you raise your game.
Yeah.
And Stephen Moffat's scripts. It's been a great experience.
Were you a fan?
Like I say, it wasn't part of the strategy. It just came along.
Were you a fan as a kid, Matt? Did you? Because when I was a kid, I used to watch it, and I wanted to be Tom Baker. Were you a fan, or did that come later?
No, I was a fan, and actually David Walliams was as well. And there's quite a few Doctor Who references sort of slipped into Little Britain, and of course we had Tom Baker as our narrator in that show because we were such fans.
Am I right? Were you in an episode of Community as well?
Yeah,
I was in
an episode of Community that actually refers to Doctor Who, because I'm at an Inspector Space-Time.
That's it. For those, we're going to get slightly niche, guys. For those who know, Community is probably the best sitcom that I'm guessing the majority of you have never seen. It's on Netflix now. Go and devour it. Give it 3 episodes, because the first 2 episodes are slightly misleading. It looks like a typical American sitcom, but boy oh boy, it's absolutely insane. And I was thrilled to see you pop up in that. It's like I used to know him.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you still do. But it was nice, yeah, and I got to meet Chevy Chase. And,
was he hard work? Because I know that I've read that he was hard work on set. Was he hard work with you, or was he lovely?
Well, I didn't have any scenes with him, so I just kind of got to shake his hand and say I was very excited about.
Wow.
I felt that he was. There was sort of the cast and him. And they were like two separate entities.
Yeah.
But I had no bad experience with him. You know, I felt like that was partly generational as well. With him, I think, because he was older and came more through the film world. But it was a very welcoming show to be on, and working with Donald Glover was the thrill, and Joel McHale and Alison Brie. It was a really nice. It was a really and Gillian. It was a very nice.
It's a great
experience.
show.
You know, and it's just the thing about America, because I live in Los Angeles now, and the thing about those shows is, you know, you just turn up and you're on them. You do a week on them, and maybe you're not even in every day that week.
Yeah.
So I did one not long ago, Fresh Off the Boat, which is a really popular sitcom in America. And again, just a nice experience. Turn up 3 or 4 days, and then back home. That's nice.
I'm going to show Catherine my favourite picture in the book. I love this picture.
Let's have a look.
Look at that. Read the caption underneath that. It's such a good picture.
Fascinating paparazzi shot of man rifling through satchel must have fetched millions.
It's such a good picture of you with your hat on, looking through your bag.
Yeah, well, there's a chapter in the book. O in the book is for oh look, it's Thingy.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's a chapter about the experience of being the low rent celebrity that I am, and the kind of it's a kind of a list of 25 things about being famous. Because you asked me, you know, what question drives me most mad. I mean, no, everyone's pretty nice, but the thing for sure is that people are definitely, when they come up to you, more interested in my fame than in my work. 100%, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's what people ask me about, the experience of being recognised, far more than what it was like to work on Alice in Wonderland or anything like that.
There's the Ungrateful Celebrity's Guide to Being Famous. Let me read a couple of these, just because this I get. Number 1, fame does not render you deaf or blind. You might think you have the best poker face, but I can see your shock, delight, disdain when you realise I am in the room, and I can hear you when you pass by me in the street. I had this getting the shuttle bus from Gatwick to the car park, and I got on, and some bloke's going, "It's that bloke off the telly." And then I was looking at their reflection in the windows, and I could see them pointing at me. And I just thought, just say it. Say it out loud, or don't say it while I'm there, you idiots.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, people are, like I say, it's not a whinge. It's not a whinge. It's just a kind of silly countdown. But you can hear and see most things, yeah. I mean, you don't hear any less, see any less just because you're on the telly. But people are, like I say, people are generally very nice and pleasant. That's my experience, anyway.
So we got the book, and listen, Matt, we only get people. We've had people who've sent us their books, and we've gone, "Wow, this is a stinker." We've not invited them on. We only get people on when we think the books are great, and the book is brilliant. Little Me, My Life from A to Z, or A to Z, if you're a fan of the rhyming titles, as I am. It is out now and make a superb present for anybody. If they like Matt, even better. You know what? I shouldn't say this, but on Amazon, £8. £8 for that book. Not only can you read it, but afterwards you can use it to prop up your wonky table. Get on Amazon now. Get on Amazon now. £8. That's like it's like what you pay for it down the market. What are you going to do next, Matt? What's the next project?
Do you know what? I'm slowly just beginning to develop a sitcom, and also I'd really, really, really like to write a musical. I love stage music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'd like to do.
I love. By the way, I'm not that familiar with Les Mis. I'm a fan of Hair. Oh, Les Mis, he's obsessed with.
Les Mis, I was obsessed with when I was a kid.
Oh,
before I ever saw it, someone brought me back the soundtrack, and I was obsessed with that thing. So I completely get that. And I also remember seeing you on TV, Matt, doing your part and thinking, oh, the man is living the dream.
But there's a delicious description, and what is great about that chapter is your joy and your passion just flies off the page, but also the terror when I think was it the matinee performance and you started singing like 4 bars too early or something, and you're doing the maths in your head of, all right, how do I catch up? What do I do? And you were kind of trapped in it.
Yeah, so there's a chapter in the book, You, for upstage, because I'm a terrible upstager, and it talks about things I've done on stage, and one of them was Les Miserables, and I did 11 weeks in the West End, but before I did that, I did these 2 concerts at the O2, which you may have seen, where you could buy the DVDs, or they were out at the cinema, they screened them live.
Wow.
So we did this big performance in the evening, and it was Alfie Boe and Lea Salonga and Nick Jonas. And then afterwards, all the original cast came on stage, Michael Ball and Colin Wilkinson, and we all sang One Day More together. But in the afternoon, we did a matinee, and I was just completely unprepared. I was the only member of the cast who had not been in Les Miserables.
Yeah.
Everyone else knew the show backwards. Some of them were in it at the time. And I came out, and I suddenly got stage fright.
Yeah.
And I came out to sing Master of the House. And just before the curtain went up, about an hour before, Cameron McIntosh, the producer, was watching rehearsals, and he made a few changes. And one of the changes he made was, when Matt comes out, actually we should add 4 bars of what they call it vamping.
Yeah.
But just 4 bars of dum da 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 dum da 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 before Master of the House starts, so the audience can applaud. Well, I came out and I sort of just slightly, just kind of panicked and didn't leave those 4 bars because I thought, no one's really applauding that much.
Yeah.
So I started, and I was 4 bars ahead of the music. Now there's it was something insane, like an 80-piece orchestra behind me, and me just singing 4 bars ahead of the orchestra.
Oh, God.
And the whole time I'm thinking, okay, so this is bad because I'm singing the wrong thing. And 4 bars is quite a difference. So it doesn't sound good. This actually sounds dreadful. But not only that, but, oh no, I could be 4 bars ahead for the entirety of the 6-minute song.
Yeah.
But fortunately...
Matt, we're losing you. We're losing you. Well, we've got you back.
You're losing me.
We got you back. You must have gone through a tunnel. You've got you back. Go on. So you were 4 bars behind, and you're wondering what you're going to do. Oh, he's gone.
Sounded like that.
He's buggered off. Well, no, it's all right. It's all right. Listen, Matt, we are done. It was beautiful. Here we go. To find out if he got back in time or if it was a disaster. Do you want to go and give him a call and just say thank you very much? You go and do that, Catherine. Just say thank you very much. To find out whether Matt got back on track, you'll have to get the book. It's a cracking read. Honestly, you know we don't recommend books unless I have had great pleasure from them myself. I took this on holiday with me. I devoured it in 2.5 days. Matt Lucas, Little Me, My Life from A to Z. It's a joy. It is, it's stupid. It's silly. It's hilarious. It's really, really touching, really sad. And, he's just a nice bloke, and that really, really nice bloke. And I think he's one of our greatest performers. Dear listener, onwards and upwards, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
We just spoke to Matt on the phone, and both Catherine and I get double-barreled. We're not taking that disappearing midway through an interview. What a nice man Matt Lucas is.
So nice.
And here's the thing: I never really saw Little Britain. I've seen bits of it, but so I knew Matt. Knew him. We did a few gigs together, and that Sir Bernard Chumley character. Honestly. Seeing that Sir Bernard Chumley character in small clubs in front of 150 people, oh man, it was a thrill. You knew you were watching something very, very exciting, absolutely foul-mouthed. He did a wonderful impression of a filthy John Pertwee. It was the whole thing was a joy, and honestly, the book is a cracking read. Tracy has tweeted me, and I am where is it? Oh, where's it gone? Oh yeah, Robin Asquith. is doing a show tomorrow night. Remember Robin we had on
Yes.
before I went away? Just a reminder, Robin Asquith is on tomorrow night, 9:15 at the Phoenix Artists Club. I'd like to go and see that, but I'm doing this show. I am never leaving the show again. You have my word on it. Bless you. As a holy man, you have my word on it. Can I just ask the Periscope? Is this Periscope working or is it not working? Because I'm not sure if I logged on to the Wi-Fi or not. Is it working, Periscopers? Yes, okay, fine. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We have lots to talk about this evening. I even tweeted some stuff, and Catherine will now tell me what it was I tweeted.
Um,
Okie dokie. I'm trying to find it. I had some ideas for the show. Oh, by the way, the Johnny Up the Bum Off com? Nah, not upheld. They didn't look into it. Hang on a second. I may have deleted it. Okay, well, you can call in about absolutely anything you want, because I've got nothing. But I tell you this, guys, and I don't say this lightly. I booked a week away as a whim to go to Marrakesh in Morocco. And I'm going to be honest, it was an absolute SH1T hole. It was a dump. It was hot. Of course, it was something. Being hot doesn't make it a dump, Ian. I know. But it was full of dodge pots, a little bit racist. Good food, good drinks, but just weird. So landed about 11:30, and then took ages to get to the hotel. And we got to the hotel, right? Ripped off already because the shuttle bus from the airport to the hotel was supposed to be free, and then as soon as we got out, the guy put his hand out for money. Okay, fine. Then walked to the hotel and got to the hotel. It was more of a hostel that I was staying in. And I'm not really a hostel-y kind of guy. But we got there. And the gentleman said, yes, your name. And I told him my name. Can I have your passport? Yes. And he said, now, what type of room did you book with us? Now, bearing in mind, most of the rooms are sleep 4 or 6 people. I booked a room that slept 1 and also had its own bathroom. And I told him that, and he went, And then he started jabbering away in Arabic to his friend. And I was thinking, aha, here we go. This is going to be something a little bit close to the knuckle. And he said, my friend, we are going to put you in a better hotel. And I went, oh, that's odd, because this is the hotel I booked. He said, yes, I know, but I'm going to take you to a better hotel. I said, have you let my room out? He went, yes, we have. And I said, right, okay. He said, but the hotel we're going to take you to is even better than this. I said, has it got a rooftop restaurant? Yes, it has. I can have free breakfast on the roof. Yes, you can. So I was then escorted another 20 minutes through. This is like 1 o'clock in the morning now. Through the back streets of Marrakesh to another hotel. Now, I hadn't seen the first hotel physically, so I've been in there, but I hadn't seen the rooms. So I didn't know, but I know that I'd booked it online and I'd chosen it very, very carefully. So we got to this second hotel, and everyone was very friendly. They were all very, very nice, and they showed me to my room, and I dropped my stuff off, and it was like 1 a.m. I said, the Market Square, is it still open? They said, yes, it's still open. I said, good, I'm going to go and get something to eat. Would you like us to show you around? No. The best thing you can do when you're in a foreign country, Catherine, I wonder if you agree, is you drop however tired you are, you drop your stuff off and you walk straight out with neither guide nor map, and you just see where you end up.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. For the first night, just go for a wander. Immerse yourself. Go for a wander. So I did, and I had a lovely wander. It was a very busy, raucous square. Lots of men playing banjos. The banjo is a popular instrument over there. And then I found a little cafe, and I had some chicken tagine, and it was delicious. I got ripped off buying a bottle of water.
How much did you pay?
£20.
Wow.
I hadn't worked out the exchange rate, and once I did, I went, oh, that guy, no wonder he was so jolly and high-fiving me. But it was fine. It was fine. And then I got back to the room, and I posted a picture of it. And Hippie Churchill said, well, that looks like a prison cell, mate. You want to get out of there. And it was what it was. There were no windows, right?
That's never a good sign.
Well, no, but in Morocco, there was a double bed that filled up one end of it, Then there was a single bed, and then there was the shower. And I kind of thought it was all right, but it was also these hotels, these riads, are built as like sort of courtyards. So there's the square in the middle where everyone congregates, and it was kind of there. And I thought, well, this is going to get noisy. So I got up the next morning. I couldn't sleep, and I had breakfast, and I went and had a man pummel me to death. It was one of the things I do. And then I just thought, no, do you know what? This is rubbish. This is rubbish. So I spent an hour drinking pina colada, but a virgin. Yes, I like pina colada. I love it. It's like a milkshake, but a virgin one. And I was looking at hotels, and I thought, hey, all right, I'll spend another 300 quid, and I'll book a different hotel. So suddenly this holiday that's cost £490 is suddenly going up. So I booked another hotel. Oh, go and get my audio thingy, my thing, because you'll hear me walking out of the hotel and telling them I'm not coming back.
Oh really?
Yeah, I taped it. Of course I did. So I had to walk out of the hotel and say I'm not coming back. You'll hear that. That's what we'll do. We'll play that if I can find it on there. And then I spent 3 hours, right, it was over 100 degrees, trying to find the second hotel that I've booked. 3 hours, right, trying to find it, and I can't use I'm on gift gaff, so I've claimed my allowance, okay, and I keep topping it up. I spent 70 quid on gift gaff, topping up the thing just to use the map. All I was doing was using Google Maps to find the thing. And I was going to these blokes, and it kept sending me down this street, and a guard would say, it's not down here. And then I'd go and ask someone. You've got all these people saying, I'll take you, but then they want a bit of money for taking you. And this guy said, this guy phoned up the hotel for me, and Andrew said, it's great to have you back. Thank you, Andrew. This guy phoned up the hotel for me, and in the end, a bloke came and picked me up on his scooter. Bloke on his scooter, holding my suitcase, me holding him, driving through a Moroccan market. It was nuts. Anyway, the hotel was much better. Thank you very much indeed. But as the week progressed, I realised I wasn't enjoying myself. I felt miserable. I felt stupid for being there. And all I was doing was buying giant sellotape. Bought the biggest roll of sellotape I've ever... I couldn't believe it. I've filmed it. I forgot to bring it in today. But if you're coming to the show in Brighton on Saturday, and if you're coming to the show in Hull the week after that, or a couple of weeks after that, then I will be bringing the sellotape with me. You can look at it for free. If you want to touch it, it's 50p. If you want a selfie taken with it, it's £1. And I really can't say fairer than that.
Would you be sticking anyone with it?
No. I don't want to actually use the sellotape. Honestly, I was walking around buying... I bought you some slippers, some tatty slippers.
Which I've not seen, so I don't believe you.
I bought the boys a nice little rock that's crystals in. And I was walking around and I saw... I mistakenly went up the side street that isn't for tourists. Oh no, that's loads of chickens and rabbits in really bad conditions. And in the square there's loads of people with monkeys on a chain.
Why didn't you buy me a monkey?
No, monkeys in a nappy. I don't like that. Adders. What do they call? Not
cobras.
Pipe cleaners. What do they call them?
Snake charmers.
That's the fellas.
Pipe cleaners.
Snake charmers. Snake charmers, that's the fellas. And, I could have bought you a tortoise. They were selling tortoises.
I don't like them.
But, I went in the bit where they keep all the animals that they're gonna kill. That was a bit unpleasant. And
but you enjoyed your tagine, right?
Oh, yes, indeed, I did. But I was walking, and I saw this massive... I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the flip? I did a double take. I went back. It was the biggest roll. Oh, by the way, it's new callers only tonight. I forgot to say that. So if you've never called before, that's who I want. I forgot to mention that. That was the main thrust of the show. Brand new callers only, please. So not newish, not people who've called 2 or 3 or 100 times. Brand new callers. If you've never called before, tonight's the night. Oh, what's the phone number?
0344
499
1000.
There we go. We're there. We're back up and running. The biggest sellotape I've ever seen in my life. And it was so big I went and took a picture with it, right? And then I was tweeting, because the Wi-Fi, you had to find the Wi-Fi. I was piggybacking on someone's Wi-Fi. I was tweeting, I found the biggest sellotape ever. And it started trending. Eddie Mayer from Radio 4 tweeted, show us a picture. And I went, well, I'm going to, but I want you all to be prepared that this sellotape is huge. And he said, be quick. And I posted the picture, and then I realised you could only see it face on. You couldn't see the girth, the width of it. So I went back and I made a little video. It's on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/rabbithole, of me buying it. There's a picture of me. There. Can you retweet that, Kath?
Yes.
Retweet that. There's me with the cell.
I mean, you pinned it to the top of your...
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm so proud.
I'll retweet that. Hang on a second. Hang on a minute. I'll retweet that. There it is. 303 likes. It's gone viral, that has. And I bought... No, it's nuts. I bought the bloody sellotape. I went and bought it, didn't I? I've got a massive roll of sellotape. I stubbed my toe on it today. That's how big this sellotape is. I stubbed my toe on it. It was awesome. And let me tell you something, dear listener. When the best thing you can say about your holiday is you bought some huge stationery, that's a pretty stinky holiday. That's a pretty stinky... So I came home 2 days early. I booked 2 extra flights. I was going to come home Sunday, and then I booked a flight for Saturday, and then I thought I can't stand it another day, so I booked a flight for Friday. So all in all, my £490 holiday with extra hotel and extra flights came closer to £1,000.
Well, Judith Chalmers was worried, but now she's not.
Honestly, it is an absolute dive. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Playing a dangerous game this evening, dear listener. I only want brand new callers. If you've called in before, you sit back, listen, enjoy the show. I don't want to talk to you this evening. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. My name is Iain Lee. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Hey guys, listen to this. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and with, hello, Time to Change. Welcome on board, guys. It's a pleasure to have you. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year, and having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. Is that how you do those?
That's how you do those.
We're working with Time to Change. Boy, what a thrill it is. You're going to be hearing me saying that a few more times over the next few weeks, and it's a privilege, nay, an honour to do it. So, new callers only tonight, and I know I'm making a rod for my own back by saying that, but I just thought we're going to do it. Let's dive in. 0344 499 1000. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. This is what Marrakesh sounded like. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, man. Oh, no, hang on. Hang on.
That's what you sounded like in Marrakesh.
That's after I'd had a hammam where they scrub your back. This is Marrakesh. Absolute bloody racket. Imagine that. I mean, for like a minute, that's okay. That's it all the time. Everyone on little mopeds. Funny singing. That's just quite a good recording there, isn't it?
It's that ambience.
Yeah, it's ambient. I did some ambient recordings on my Zoom. It's quite good. Anyway, so this is me leaving the hotel. Oh, no, that's me. I think this is me leaving the hotel. I might swear, but I don't think I do. So, right. So this is the second day, right? And I've booked another hotel. I've decided I'm getting out of there. And what I've had to do is I've gone into my room, and as I've gone in, they've said, "Oh, sir, how are you today?" So I said, "Yeah, I'll be out in a minute." I've gone in and I've packed everything. And you know me, I don't like,
confrontation.
I don't like confrontation in real life. Of course I don't. 0344 499 1000. And, so I packed, and I was in there for about 15 minutes. I've got to go and do it. I've got to go and do it. I've got to go and do it. And I did it. And I told him I was checking out of his hotel. Dude, I'm going. Where? To another hotel. Because this wasn't the hotel that I booked online. I booked Kadesh. Karish.
But I think she had you can stay.
Yeah, I know, but this isn't as good. I'm disappointed.
That's good.
No, I'm disappointed, man, to be honest. I booked that hotel Oops. And was disappointed when I got there that...
Wait, I can't do it.
I'm going... I booked somewhere else. No, I have done. It's fine. I'm just disappointed that when I got there last night that the room wasn't available. That was
okay.
Poor.
I will show if it is possible to stay.
No, I've booked somewhere else.
Oh.
So it's fine.
Okay.
Disappointed?
Salam. Salam.
Ça va? Disappointed, man. Very bad. Very bad. That was uncomfortable,
Wow,
wasn't
you
it?
told him. So did he give any money back? Or?
No, he didn't, but I then kicked up a stink with e-bookers who I booked it through, and they gave me a full refund.
Oh, good.
So good for those guys.
That was so... everything's clenched.
Well, here's the thing, right? I find it weird that they speak French in Africa. I find it weird. Now, I know the history of it. I know it's a French colony, but I find it very weird that all these Africans are speaking French, that they're speaking Arabic, and then their second language is French. I tell you what it was. It was a glimpse into a nightmarish parallel universe where English isn't everyone's second language. Because we know around the world, people either speak English first, or if they don't, they should bloody well speak it second, right?
Wow.
And, well, they do. It's a fact. I'm being slightly, jingoistic, but it's a fact that people either speak English as their first language, and if they don't, they speak it as their second language. And you know that's a fact. That's not even a thing. I'm not even doing a thing. That's a fact. You know, now you're doing, as Tommy said the other day, and I heard you flirting with Tommy, as Tommy said, frowns don't come across on the radio.
I'm not frowning.
No, okay, well, neither does looking like a smug tit come across on the radio. So what's your beef with what I've just said? Try and dismantle what I've just said.
There are vast places, there's vast areas of the world where they speak Spanish as their first language.
No, yeah, okay, their first language and their second language would be English.
Well,
that's what I just said.
I'm going to blow your mind now.
Yeah?
Some people don't speak English at all.
Well, no, but you cannot deny the fact, and this is a fact, I'm not even doing a thing, so you can't even dispute this, because this is fact, right? That lots of people speak English as their first language.
Yeah.
Right? And those that don't speak English as their first language probably speak English as their second language.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a
But
fact.
I can't get over how appalled you are that some people who are not French speak French. That's your problem, isn't it?
Well, so we're just ignoring that what I said was factually correct.
Well,
okay, that's fine. I'm a bigger man.
You certainly are.
Well, I am after those tagines, let me just say. I've been to the gym the last 3 days. But no, I just find it... it would be the worst kind of futurist... Forget your Blade Runner 2049s. By the way, at the end of that, they're both robots. I would imagine. I've not seen it. I'm not going to see it because the first one was boring. The second one
My dad went to see it yesterday. His thoughts were not as good as the first one, bit long.
There we go.
But it was all right.
And the first one I would say is not very good anyway, and that's a bit long. No, it was a glimpse into a nightmarish...
Where the French won.
Being in Africa must be what it's like to be French all the time.
Uh-huh.
Because... Sorry? Me being in Africa... Let me say it again, because it's not that hard a concept to grasp. And I hope you're filming this, cameras because the camera's working. This is the bit you're going to use. being in Africa must be what it's like being French all the time. Don't even start that. It must be what it's like being French all the time. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Because I was there. I didn't speak Arabic. What? I spoke un petit peu français. And they weren't speaking English. Oh. And that's what it was like be a Frenchman going to America. Or Spain. Frenchman goes to Spain, right? They're going to speak Spanish. Then they're going to speak English. Probably even some of the Spaniards, some of the good guys, the Catalans, they might even speak English before Spanish. And then
Catalans probably speak French.
The third or fourth would be French. So we shouldn't what I'm trying to say is, we shouldn't hate the French. We should feel sorry for them. It's almost like they've got a disability. And you can clip that video and put it on the Talk Radio website.
You really want that?
Yeah, oh, yes, I do. Talkradio.co.uk. With my big meaty balls.
Wow.
What is it? What Julia Hartley-Brewer's got? My big sweaty balls. Who's going to eat my big sweaty balls?
She doesn't say that.
What does she say?
Her ballsy bake. Again, something that...
Give my ballsy bake. Watch it rise in my big sweaty balls. Ooh, my Julia Hartley-Brewer's big... Put this on talkradio.co.uk. I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer, and I've got big sweaty balls. And you can lick them to beat cancer.
What?
Yep. You got that? Put that on the talkradio.co.uk.
From one Ofcom to another.
Listen, it turns out I'm indestructible when it comes to Ofcoms.
Don't say that.
We have had two.
We
have had two Ofcoms that have gone very, very close. One of them nudged over the line, and it was thanks to my quick work I managed to pull it back. And we had another one, the Johnny up the bum went up the line, but no. It turns out I am indestructible, and that's why on tomorrow's show we're going to be murdering a child live on air.
We won't, and we wouldn't even joke about that, Ian.
0344 499 1000. I can't help it if they're not going to call in, then I'm gonna sail close to the wind. But basically, have you ever been to Marrakesh?
No.
Honestly,
you're making it sound great, though. I've got to say. It's on my to-do list.
I'm
going to go back.
I'm going to find out where Graham Nash lives, and I'm going to stove his head in with his guitar.
He was taking a lot of drugs back then. You should.
I'm going to get Neil Young's. I don't know what they call it. What is that they call the harmonica thing they wear around their neck so they can play guitar and you do that thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get Neil Young's, and I'm going to shove it up Nash's Nash hole, and let's see how he likes that. And I'm going to blow it.
Can someone please phone in? 0344 499 1000.
Yeah. You're listening to the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio with Time to Change. Did another one, because I forgot to do them for the majority of the first. I've got to do them. I've got to do that one more this hour. The other one.
We've only got like 3 minutes left.
This hour. Well, time to change. Well, you're going to get your money's worth. Trust me, you're going to get your money's worth because it's a pleasure, nay, an honour to have you guys on board. And we'll be doing more stuff with them over the coming weeks, which is a thrill to me, guys. I had something else to talk about, and the thing is, I've not looked at the newspaper. I've got no idea what's happened in the news. Or the only thing I know that's happened in the news is the letter F fell off some scenery. That's it. That's the only thing I know that's happened in the last week. I left as the horrific situation in Vegas was unfolding. When I arrived in Casablanca, I found out that Tom Petty had died. And I'm not a Tom Petty fan. I never got Tom Petty. I don't get it. But there was something, it struck me as slightly sad. I broke the news to an American girl. Did he do a song called American Girl?
Yes, did you do it through the medium of song?
You know, as I said that, I thought, I think I've been cleverer there than I was. But no, I did break the news to an American girl. I thought she would have known because she was carrying a ukulele. I did. This is my thing, is I'm going to do things I wouldn't normally do. So I went and spoke to an American girl. She was with a bloke. It was a couple. They were on their honeymoon. I said, why are you in Marrakesh? They said, we're on our honeymoon. Why are you in Marrakesh? I said, the other end. But, and I said, well, it's sad news about Tom Petty, isn't it? They went, sorry, what? I went, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but at that point, I don't think he had died.
No, he hadn't. I called it early.
So did it. Well, the news called it early.
Oh.
Then they took it back, and then they said, no, actually, yeah, he has.
TMZ are always right. How did TMZ know? What does that stand for? The music, too many celebrity. What does that? What does T? Okay, well, this is the next hour is starting to take shape rather deliciously. Where were you when Tom Petty died? Then was resurrected. Then died. What does TMZ stand for? rubbish holiday places you have been to, particularly if a friend or a celebrity has recommended it. Because I think if we all get together and do one big class action against these people, I think it might have more impact. And
we've got new sponsors, and they are... Long one.
This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and with our friends at Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. You want to know more? How do you know more? I'm going to tell you more. Search Time to Change to find out more. That seems a little bit flimsy. Google search Time to Change. It seems a little bit flimsy.
But it's a good way of doing it.
I suppose it's the Google, Bing, or the other one. Ask Jeeves. Time to Change to find out more. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
03444991000. I've made a rod for my own back. I'll be hoisted by my own petard. It's brand new callers only. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Looking at the world through the sunset in your eyes. Traveling the train through clear Moroccan skies. Ducks and pigs and chickens call. Animal carpet wall to wall. American ladies 5 foot.
Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go by this line by line, and we're going to see exactly. I want to, if there's any lawyers listening, dear God, please help me. 03444991000. We're going to play the song Marrakesh Express by Crosby, Stills, primarily Nash. I'm going to see how much of it is true. Mm-hmm. How much of it is bullshine, just to see whether this court case could stand up.
Because you went purely on the basis of this song, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go. Right, here we go. Take it away. Here we go.
Looking at the world through the sunset in your eyes.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever now I think about it.
I think they were smoking doobies at this point.
Well, I'm going to put pros and cons. That's a con. This is literally a con. There's no sunset in anyone's eyes.
Traveling the train through clear Moroccan skies.
Slightly misleading because trains obviously don't travel through Moroccan skies, but the skies were very clear. That's a pro.
Ducks and pigs and chickens call. Animal carpet wall to wall.
Ducks and pigs and chickens call. Animal carpet wall to wall. Right, okay. There were a lot of animals. There were monkeys in nappies. There were adders with the pipe cleaning men. There were rabbits. I saw chickens. I didn't see any. Oh no, I did see some ducks. And I did not see any pigs. But what Nash has done there is he's made it sound like, oh, it's great. There's loads of animals. When actually, all those animals stink. They stink really badly. And also, they were treated in quite a cruel way. So I'm going to put that down as a con. Let's continue.
American ladies 5 foot tall and blue.
I didn't see any 5-foot-tall American ladies, and they certainly were not blue. That's another con. Saw a lot of Germans there, a lot of Chinese and a lot of Germans.
And you saw some English, and they were very red.
Saw some bright red English people. Saw some horrible common English people riding the camels after us. Oh, real horrible. Oh, look at it! He's lifting me out, ladies! Because it's this bloody camel, you stupid cow! Come on, the camel! Oh, look here! Oh, yours is having a shit!
Oh, my God.
To the kids! She was saying it to a kid who's about 9 years old. Look, yours is having a shit! To a 9-year-old kiddie! Goodness sakes, dirty. So no, that's a definite no.
So far, what's the tally?
It's 3-1.
I really like 3 sentences in.
No, here we go.
Sweeping cobwebs from the edges of my mind.
I'm going to be honest. Some cobwebs were swept from the edges of my mind. Yes, that's a pro. Yeah, definitely. My head was a bit cobwebby. And then it was less cobwebby as I swept them from the, as he says, from the edges of my mind. Got a little bit, there was some lint in my mind at various points. A little bit of sunstroke. Got a little bit dusty, but by the end, no, it was cobweb free.
Can I just say, we don't say lint in this country, we say fluff.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Had to get away to see what we could find.
That's true.
Fun.
That's true. I had to get away to see what I could find. That's I cannot. It's 3-3. This is going to be a very tough legal case. Not so confident now, are you, Lee?
And hope the days that lie ahead bring us back to where they've led. Listen not to what's been said to you.
Right, hang on a second. He's He's couched that in wonderful legalese there. Listen to how he starts that. Here we go. Listen to this. He started it with hope the days. So hope. So really, hope the days that lie ahead bring us back to where we've led. Well, I got back home. Listen not to what's been said to you. Well, I couldn't because they were speaking funny. So I'm afraid that's a pro. That's 4-3 in favour of Nash.
Bring us back to where they've led. Listen not to what's been said to you.
Couldn't understand it.
Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh.
I didn't get any trains. There were no trains involved. There was an aeroplane and there was a hot air balloon and there was a moped and there was a camel and there was a taxi, yeah.
I've been saving all my money just to take you there.
Well, I hadn't been saving all my money. I'm quite well paid, so actually the initial fee of £490 was quite affordable to me, and I didn't really have to think twice. But after booking a second hotel and 2 flights home, it was closer to £1,000. But still, I'm doing better than most people during these tough times, so I didn't actually feel the pinch too much.
I smell the garden in your hair.
Smelt no garden in anyone's hair. That's a con. 4-4. That is
what
a con.
What did you smell?
I smell doobies. I smell a lot of weed. A lot of weed was out there. I stopped in Casablanca. I felt excited, but I didn't see it. I haven't done that for years. Yes. What? Listen to what he said. Listen to what he said. Charming cobras in the square. There were cobras in the square. He's actually been there. He's been there. Right, okay. But the cobras weren't charming. But hang on. Of course they weren't. He's being clever. He's doing a poetry thing there. Because it was the pipe cleaners that charmed the cobras. The cobras were being charmed. They were he's bloody clever. It's a pro. It's 5. I've got to say that's a pro.
Striped jalebas we can wear at home.
Now, I bought a striped jaleba.
What is a striped jaleba?
Let's just say I was unable to wear it at home as it was too small. So that's a con, I'm afraid. 5-5. This is looking good.
Well, let me hear you now.
Ooh.
You know we're riding
let me hear you now.
On the Marrakesh Express.
Hey.
You know we're riding on.
By the way, this easy, laid-back vibe this song gives is in no way representative of the city of Marrakesh or indeed the country of Morocco. And I'm going to say it. Of the African continent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went there. Here we go. Singing like girls on drugs. That's a good name for a band, Girls on Drugs. Here we go. So far it's 5-5 in the legal... And this is how they do legal cases against musicians. Oh.
Are they giving up? They rest their case.
There we go. All right, fine. Well, it's going to be. I'm doing it. I'm certainly going to stove in Nash's face.
Wow.
And I'm going to be taking him to court. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Good evening, Mr. Albus.
Hello, Ian. How are you? You all right?
I'm very, very well, thank you. Can I just say, dear listener, I will never, ever leave you again. I ain't going nowhere anymore. Just not happening. It's not worth the hassle.
No, don't go anywhere. Because it's not worth it, is it?
It isn't worth it. It's certainly not worth the hassle.
Well, this is what I was going to say about holidays. You end up coming back more stressed than you started, before you even left.
I hated
myself. You come
myself.
back more stressed.
I hated myself for that whole holiday.
And you've lost money as well.
Yay. Yeah.
And a lot of money. Anyway, technically I'm a new caller to you. I did
Perfect.
call Tommy last week.
That's fine. For you're a first-time caller, that's perfect. Absolutely
But
perfect.
to you, yeah.
Yeah.
To you, Iain.
Yeah. I know. I don't. Listen, I'm sure, and maybe that's confusing some people. I'm sure you've made other phone calls in your life. You sound like a man you sound older than 5, so I'm guessing you've made other phone calls. When I say new callers, I don't mean people who've never picked up a telephone. I mean people that have never phoned me before. That's all I mean by that. Sorry if I was a bit too vague there, guys. 03444991000. Yes.
All I wanted to say was you mentioned Blade Runner earlier,
yes.
And my friend has booked me a ticket on Wednesday for Blade Runner.
Boring.
2049. Now, I've never seen the first Blade Runner. I'm 33 years old, and I've not seen the first Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So I decided I'll watch it tonight.
Yo,
so
mate!
Just watched it.
Yeah?
And I've turned it off, so now I'm calling you because I've heard you talk about it.
What did you make of it? Dull, isn't it?
The most boring film I've ever seen in my life.
And now you're going to go and watch a film that's probably even duller.
2 hours of my life.
Yeah.
Or longer. And it is longer, because when you go to the cinema, you've got to watch every other advert and everything. So
the thing is, you'll be seeing adverts for good films, and you'll be thinking, I wish I was watching Justice League instead of this rubbish.
Because I've just watched it. Obviously, I don't know the last time you watched it, but can you remember the film well, or not really?
No, I've watched it twice, okay? I watched it when I was quite young, and I found it dull. And then I watched it maybe about 10 years ago, because a mate of mine, it's his favourite film. And I thought, well, I watched it when I was about 14, and I was expecting Star Wars, so I'll watch it again. Nah, it's boring. Boring.
Yeah.
Were you not even moved by the end speech?
Sorry, what was that?
Were you not even moved by Rutger Hauer's speech at the end?
No, because he just died. It wasn't like a good end boss battle.
I like that. I like the bit when the bloke from Battlestar Galactica gets killed. You know, there's that guy with...
He's 33, you're going to have to explain this.
No, but new Battlestar Galactica. The guy with the pockmark...
The one with John Travolta in.
Sorry?
Battlestar Galactica.
John Travolta wasn't in Battlestar Galactica. What on earth?
What was he in? What was the Scientology movie he was in?
Oh, that was Battleship Earth.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I got them confused.
That's okay. That's okay, mate. That's okay. I don't want to fall out with you. I feel we're kindred spirits. So you're going to go to... So when are you going to go and see the second boring
Wednesday.
film? Well, man alive. Can you not be sick or something?
Sorry, can I go sick?
Yeah.
Probably. No, well, he's bought the ticket, so I can't let... It's just disloyalty to make him lose money.
Take a good book.
I do. I'll probably fall asleep. But I did. When I was watching this movie tonight, I was sincerely regretting my decision of agreeing.
We've all made terrible decisions. Thank you for that, Mr. Olbers. It's a pleasure to talk. Yeah, sorry if I wasn't clear. When I say first-time callers, people that haven't called me before. Here's a funny thing. So, quite busy this week because when you're away for a week. Life carries on, and you've somehow... This is the thing. When did this become a thing, right? That years ago, when you took a holiday, people would take on your work and do your stuff, and you come back and you carry on your job. Now, like the days leading up to the holiday, you're cramming in as much as you can, and then when you come back, you've got to do a week's worth of work in 3 days as well as your normal... It's not. I've got loads of stuff to do this week. Absolutely loads of stuff to do this week. But then I've got... I'm doing some filming or... Oh, no, that's it. I've got to go and meet my agent on Thursday to sign a couple of bits and pieces. You know, sign my bloody life away, probably, knowing that guy. And I saw in my diary, cinema, 3 p.m, Haymarket. And I vaguely remember there's a film festival on, BFI Film Festival, and I remember that I'd got the programme somewhere, and I'd gone through it, and I'd said to Kath, this is a film, there were a couple of films I wanted to see, we couldn't see. I wanted to go and see Jabberwocky, but I was away, and a couple of other films. Should have flown back for Jabberwocky. And that's a disappointing movie. So in some ways I've done quite a clever artistic joke there, guys, but only about 1% of you will get it.
High five.
So we went through it. This is a month ago. We went through it. And I remember saying to Kath, this film looks all right and we can do it. Do you fancy it? And you said yes. So all I wrote down was 3 p.m. Thursday, film, Haymarket. And so I said to Kath, don't forget we've got this film, Thursday, and you've blown me out in straight away. Tickets cost about 20 quid a pop. You've totally blown me out. That's fine. Oh, I can't make it. I've got to go to our kids. It's parents' evening for our kids. Parents' evening. Well, stuff. What do you mean parents' evening? All they do is say, yeah, they're good at this. They're a pleasure to teach in the class. Do a little bit more on the maths, but otherwise fab. That's all we're going to say. There'll be more parents. There'll be one next year. But no, our kid parents' evening. So I'll be going on my own. But I didn't know what the film was.
Yeah, and then you looked at it. And
I've looked at it.
What on earth were you thinking?
Was it called Prisoners 99 or something?
Brawl in
Cell 99 or something. It's Vince Vaughn.
Bald
Vaughn.
with a tattoo on his head.
Like smashing stuff up. And I'm watching it.
Doesn't look like an Iain film.
I'm thinking, what the bloody hell have I booked this for? I've got no recollection. Listen, I like Dodgeball. It's a great little... Have you seen Dodgeball?
Yes.
That's a funny film, Dodgeball. That's a funny film.
Yeah,
I like that
film. This doesn't look like Dodgeball, does it?
I don't like Dodgeball. I can't believe I would have... I can't believe... by the way, Dennis is loving the show. Thank you, Dennis. It's good to be back. I can't believe I've booked tickets to go and see a Vince Vaughn film.
Do you want to come to Parents' Evening instead?
It's not even... It's your kids, not our kids.
It'll be a laugh, though.
03444991000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio, and time to change. Don't forget, guys, 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
03444991000. So I am determined to lose weight. Okay, this is the thing. By the way, new callers only tonight. It may mean we only get that one call. Tough. That's the way it's going to be. So I just feel like here's the thing, Catherine. Let's get a little bit meta for a bit. I feel I've got a little bit lazy. By the way, we've got some great guests coming up. Matt Luke. Listen, if we kick off the first hour of my first show back with Matt Lucas, then you know we're going to do some great stuff. Tomorrow we've got Mark Mason coming in. He's the guy that wrote the book about the postcodes, and he's done a book about quizzes. And it's going to be geeking, it's going to be delicious, and it's going to be wonderful. Johnny Rogan, the author, Billy Bragg is coming on. I think I'm meeting Billy Bragg in a couple of weeks.
Loudon Wainwright,
Jimmy Webb. Guys, read the Jimmy Webb wrote Galveston, Wichita Lineman, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Up, Up and Away in My Beautiful Balloon in MacArthur Park.
Then we've got Peter Hook.
Well, hang on 1 second, right?
What?
Just about Jimmy Webb, right? Go and read that guy's book, because I thought it was going to be a straight, run-of-the-mill autobiography. It's not an autobiography, it's a memoir. And he's very specific about that. And I'm going to tell you, Jimmy Webb is nuts. That guy is he's insane. I thought it'd be quite a dry... He's nuts. Fair play. A lot of it is to do with drugs. It's a druggy book, right? But it's not one of those books where you go, wow, yeah, those drugs look sexy. Those drugs look... He does, at one point, with Harry Nilsson, he does so much what he thinks is cocaine, but I think it's PCP, that he nearly dies, and when he wakes up, for a month, he can't remember what a piano is, let alone how to play it.
Wow.
And his family have to move into his mansion with him, and he's walking around touching the walls going... Why are these walls so rubbery? And they sit him down by a piano, he looks at it and he can't remember what it is. Has no idea what it does. I mean, and that's, spoiler alert, at the very, very end, he goes, and then suddenly I could play again, and I knew I could play anything I wanted. That's how the book ends. It is an insane, absolutely insane read. He's coming on. I'm thrilled by that. Peter Hook. As you said. Oh! I'll tell you who I'm talking to. Hang on, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name. I want to get his name.
Oh, here's another one.
Go on.
Herb Alpert.
Is that happening?
It's going to happen.
Is it?
It's going to happen.
Here we go. Jim Lee from Slade. Oh, yeah, that's happening. Jim Lee from Slade. I've been after him for ages and ages and ages. And thanks to my friend Watco, who put forward me a little PR thing. He's going to come on. I'm going to go to Wolverhampton at some point and meet him, and we're going to do it there. Speaking of Wolverhampton, the 4th of November, guys, the Rabbit Hole will be appearing at Wolverhampton. If you want details, I'll tweet them. We had another guest as well lined up. And I cannot remember. But part of me is thinking, I need to up my game a bit on the show. And I wonder, this is why I've come back and made it deliberately difficult for me tonight. There's always a thing, when you go away for a bit and someone else fills in, even when it's someone as brilliant as Tommy, it can be quite hard to kind of get callers back because some of my regular listeners will have gone somewhere else, and people get out of the habit of calling. And I know there weren't that many calls last week. It's just the way it was, which is why I made it doubly hard for myself by coming on and saying, right, it's going to be a tough old show, so we're going to make it even tougher by having new callers only. Not newish. We're not going to do your old favourites. We're going to do new callers. Because I just feel, dear listener, that I need to work a little bit harder. I don't feel I'm kind of challenging myself as much as I would like to be challenged. And I think that you're suffering as a result of that. Your listening pleasure is suffering as a result of that. I need to work harder. And part of me is thinking, and I'd be keen to get your thoughts on this, Catherine, and the boys and girls, the ladles and jelly spoons at home. Part of me is thinking we nix all of the guests. Yes. We just stop doing guests.
What, after we've done this run?
After we've done this run, maybe we do a month, a couple of months, 3 months. Well, it takes us close to new contract time. Without guests. I don't know. I genuinely, listen, I'd love your feedback on this. 0344 499 1000. You callers only, of course. Part of me wonders if I'm trying to do 2 different shows at once. And I don't know if they're compatible. I don't know if they're compatible with each other. So maybe it's time to just focus on one show. Either focus on a guest show or focus on the caller show. I don't know. Is what I'm trying to say. I just don't know. So anyway, here's the thing. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do it. And I know I'm on this mirtazapine, this antidepressant, anti-anxiety drug that just it makes me pile on the pounds. And I know if I were to stop taking that within a week, 2 weeks, I'd have lost a stone. But I will also want to jump off a bridge. A high bridge as well, and not into water, onto rock. So I want to lose some weight. So I came back. I hated the holiday, right? I didn't hate it, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. Here's the thing. I thought I could run away from myself. And you know what? Wherever I went, there I was. So I came back, but I've come back enthused. I know I want to do more with the show. I know we can do more. I know we can do a lot more with the show, and I just kind of need to try and get that. But I do want to lose weight. I've been writing. I did write a lot when I was out there. I'm planning to write 1,000 words a day, and I'll have a book in 60 days. I've got about 30,000 words already. Need about another 60,000. Bishy bashy boshy. There's a book in 2 months. So I want to do that. But the live shows are going really well. But I want to lose some weight. So I went to the gym, came back Friday night, went to the gym Saturday, Sunday, Monday, did classes. The first Saturday, I think I did spinning class.
Gosh, that's hardcore.
45 minutes. It's great. I loved it. I didn't love it. I hated it. Sunday, I did, circuit. I did circuits. I woke up at I woke up at 7 on Sunday. I couldn't sleep. So I went online. There was a circuits class at 8 o'clock Sunday morning. So I went and did that, me and one other girl. Brilliant. It was just like having a private lesson. It's brilliant. Did that. And then today I did circuits. But here's the thing. So I want to lose weight, and I've been trying to eat a bit healthier, and I struggle, and I struggle around chocolate, and I struggle around cakes, and so, and I did quite well last week, but I was drinking a lot of Coke and Fantas and stuff, and then last night I was staying in the house, and there was a half-eaten tub of Madagascar vanilla custard. I can't resist that. And then there was some homemade crumble. And so I'm going, here's my screwed up thinking, right? I'm thinking I'm not going to have a bowl of that because that would be crazy. So what I'm doing is I'm getting a spoonful of the crumble, made by my mother-in-law, in the mouth, and getting a spoonful of the custard in the mouth. And I'm doing that until I caned off most of the crumble. I'm like, what an idiot. Isn't it funny isn't it funny? And this is the, and I apologise now, because I did used to laugh at fat people. I did used to say, well, all it is walk more and eat less. What are they going to do? They can't pick up the pens to write her a letter of complaint to me. Let's do all that stuff. But I get it, because you're nuts, I'm nuts. My head is telling me that is nuts, and as I'm doing it, it's thinking, well, that's not as bad as having a bowl of crumble. Well, of course it is. What a stupid, screwy way of thinking. So I'm now coming around to the idea that perhaps I need something more formal. I need to follow perhaps a more formal, I don't want to say the D word, but I want to change the way I eat. And I remember hearing a lot of people talking about cutting out sugar completely, and a lot of people saying that sugar is the new tobacco, and it's addictive, and we have it in all this stuff. And there's what is it in a can of Coke? There's 4 or 5 teaspoons of sugar in a can of Coke. That's obviously nuts. And spaghetti sauces and stuff have got loads of sugar in it. So I started reading into it, and sugar's everywhere. And there are some purists that say, well, sugar's in fruit, and so you've got to cut back on your fruit. And so I'm looking at doing a sugar-free diet. I hate the D word, man, because it's a dumb word. And so I've bought a book online, but Benjamin's listening to the show. Thank you, Benjamin. Benjamin is loving the show. It's the same person emailing from different accounts. Just if you love the show, that's great. That's fine. Don't need to do fake email accounts for it. So I bought a book online, but this looks like a bit of a. This looks a bit pony. This book. This looks like what they used to call
vanity project.
A vanity publishing thing. What now we call self-publishing. So this one looks. I mean, have you noticed? By the way, 03444991000. There's a trend, right, for a lot of books. Some of them are self-help books, but some of them are books that help. I suppose they're self-help, that help with depression, or that help with your focus, or that help with you managing your time, or whatever. And have you noticed there's some in the office, and I've seen them online on Amazon. It's got they have blank pages so you can chart your progress. I've got blank paper. What are you talking about? I've got blank paper. I don't want to. Sorry, I'm buying a book because I'm either buying a notebook because I want to write something in it, or I'm buying a book because I want to read the wisdom of the person that's written the bloody book.
Chances.
Absolute chances. This is the Late Night Alternative, dear listener, with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and our friends at Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. I'm Iain Lee. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. So I bought this Sugar Detox for Beginners, but it's I mean, that's not a book, is it? Look at the writing there. What is that? That's not even a recipe. That's a list. I mean, look at that.
They're using finger spaces to fill up more pages.
Periscope, look at that. Absolutely shocking. So they've they've put vegetables that are not starchy, and they've listed it, right? But you could get that in a paragraph. That's 3 pages.
Well, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? This is what you should do with your book. More spaces. You'll have a fat book.
I can't. I've got it in my head. You need 80,000 words for a book. I think a few people have told me this. 80,000 words is a good thing for a book. What?
So you're going to get to 7999 and go, and done.
There we go. Yes. The last sentence is going to be really wordy.
It's just going to cut off.
But I'm close to 30,000, so I need about another 50,000 to do it. And if you do 1,000 a day, which is doable, saying that I haven't done it for the last 3 days. As soon as I got back, I've stopped. But you do 1,000 a day, and it's not brilliant, you know. And I've sent it to a couple of people. You've seen it,
yes.
I've sent it to Daniel Rayner because I trust his opinion. I've sent it to my friend Paul Garner, and I've asked Paul, who's a comedy writer, and I said, look, when it's done, would you what's this? Andrew, what's this? Ian's logic: come off antidepressants and sugar at the same time. Get ready for hyperlows. Andrew, are you insane? Andrew Kansas. That name's appropriate. That's not what I've said at all, you muppet. So I've asked Paul if he'll edit it, if he'll be like the editor, when it's done, because he'll be able to inject a bit of humour and just shift things around, tidy things up, and he's up for doing that, which is good.
Good.
But yeah, so the thing is, Andrew, who's this Andrew Katsas? Let's look at this guy's.
He's got the wrong end of the stick.
He's a knob. Being half Greek myself, Greek men dance together all the time. It's the prejudice bigots that stop it from happening.
Oh, yeah, that was him talking to Tommy last week.
Oh, here we go. This is a question for Tommy that he wouldn't have asked you, because Tommy's a gentleman, Andrew Kansas. Hey, Tommy, I have to ask, do you think your co-presenters prefer you to Ian? Ask them. That's for you, Kath.
What?
Andrew, you're a very ill-mannered, I'm going to say it, bellend. You've got no manners, you've got no class, and you're cowardly. You're not listening to the show properly because you're tweeting stuff that is absolute bullshine. Listen, dude, either phone in or F off. It's that thing.
That's the way to boost those figures.
And, well, the thing is, I don't want people like Kansas. Kansas, I don't want him listening. He hasn't got a grip on reality, for crying out loud. Dear God, look at that picture of him. Unbelievable. So a sugar... I mean, look, Chapter 8, Symptoms and Benefits of a Sugar Detox. So a sugar detox seems easy enough, don't you think?
No.
It should be a piece of cake, right? Not. I can't believe I paid for this. Professionals agree that your cravings will disagree with you on how easy this diet is. Will it be uncomfortable at first? Yes. Will it be easy? No. Studies show that kicking the sugar habit can be harder than quitting cocaine. I find that hard to believe. Trust me, I know. The fact that sugar is so easily accessible makes it even worse. Well, so is cocaine, if you've got certain phone numbers in your thing. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll do that.
I noticed, because when you said you were buying a book, I thought you'd go to, buy a proper book.
I noticed a proper book.
Davina's written some proper books.
Yeah, but I don't...
And she's, fit.
Tell me about it. She really is. I'm obsessed with Andrew Kansas.
Stop it.
I'm obsessed with him.
Leave him alone.
He's just tweeted lol.
He's having fun.
Oh, what I'll do. Don't worry, I can block him. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Making it hard for ourselves tonight, guys. No one said this was going to be easy. We are making it hard for ourselves by doing new callers only, and we're going to do it until 1 o'clock. I've not got a problem with that. After 1 o'clock, who knows? Are we going to stick around for a lock-in? I don't know. But we might do, and we might take some old callers in. I just don't know, guys. I just don't know. I tell you what this show is for me tonight. It's I don't know. I don't know what I want the show to be. Mm-hmm. Right? And I always feel a bit weird coming back and doing it. It always takes 2 or 3 shows for me to get up to speed when I've been away. But I don't know what I want the show to be. And I think it's time that the show change. And I'm not going to do... I can see some people are asking for topics. I believe you had topics last week. You know, should we legalise cannabis and stuff like that? And that's fine. I'm certainly not going to do any old war horses like that, because that to me just feels a little bit old hat. I'm not knocking Tommy, because I listened to the last hour. I landed in time to listen to the last hour of Tommy's last hour last week, and it was great. So, what a thrill to hear him on the radio again, and you will hear him again, I'm sure of it. But I kind of feel we've gone beyond that a little bit. So I'm not. It would be easy to do that. Hey, let's bring back hanging. Let's what should we do? You know, with the people like the Las Vegas show. Oh, Jesus, you know what? It would be easy to do that. So I'm kind of. What am I doing? I'm kind of allowing myself to walk on stage with nothing, knowing that something has to come out. That's what it is. I've come with no material, and I know that something has to come out. And it might be great, it might be awful, it might be a bit, meh. And tonight I feel it's been a bit meh. That's all right. Don't be afraid to fail, guys. That's the thing. Do not be afraid to fail. The trip last week away, it wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't what I hoped it would be, and I came home 2 days early. But it was interesting, Catherine, and you will find this interesting, is I've not beaten myself up about coming home 2 days early. I came back and I did stuff, played with the kids, went to the gym, sorted out my bits and pieces of my life. I've done stuff. You know, the holiday last week wasn't a success, in as much as I didn't particularly enjoy it, and I found it very difficult to relax. So I made an adult decision to come home early and do other stuff. And that was fine. And I'm at a very strange place in my life because of so many things that are going on, good things and bad things, that I'm just feeling a little bit more loose, a little bit looser. Freer.
There are so many possibilities,
yes,
right?
Yep.
And what I like is that you didn't stop yourself from coming home when you really wanted to come home by thinking, I can't do that because it would, I don't know, make you a failure in your own eyes. It doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't.
Nope.
If you're not having a good time, come home. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Did it. Sat there, did it.
But you went, and that's a massive thing.
So, 03, we've got Darren on the line. Darren, I'll come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and our friends at Time to Change.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. This is the Late Night Alternative. I'll do one in a minute. I'm not very good at live reads, but I'm hey. Listen. Hey, Darren, how you doing?
Hey, hello.
Are you a smoker?
Yes.
Yeah, I could tell. We were listening to you wheeze.
Oh, yeah, I'm very fat as well, so I get out of breath,
Well, no, listen, I get that, because, and this is another reason I want to lose weight, because I get out, walking up the stairs, man, I'm getting out of breath, walking up the stairs. Now, I used to get that years ago when I was a smoker. I haven't smoked for, it'll be 13 years in February. But just recently, walking up the stairs, I'm wheezing, and I need to have a little sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, what have you got for us, Darren?
Well, you wanted new callers, and I've been listening for about a year, Ian, so I thought it's about time I phoned up.
What the hell? Why is it taking this guy a year to give me a call? What's this guy's problem? I'm going to shoot him in the knees.
What?
Well, I'm not going to shoot
Maybe
him.
That's the problem.
Yes, it could be. Yes.
I need my knees.
You need your apparently being shot in the knee is the most painful place to be shot, and I suppose it could be because if you've ever bashed your knee against a coffee table or something, that's worse than a kick in the nuts.
Oh, I find that hard to believe.
Right, what we do, Darren? Whereabouts are you based?
Southampton.
Right, no, that's not too far. Tomorrow I'm free. I'll come down.
Yep.
I will kick you in the knees.
Okay.
And I'll kick you in the ghoulies.
Right.
And then you can tell me which is the more painful.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fair.
I'll do that. We'll record it, we'll play it out on the air tomorrow, and I bet you I'm right. But I might be wrong.
Okay,
fair play. If I'm wrong, I will admit it. Quite willingly. So have you called in about anything in particular, Darren, or you just fancy a chat?
I just fancied a chat. Yeah, I've been listening for about a year.
Yeah.
I started because I remember you from when you were on the telly box.
Yep, lifetime.
And I started listening last year
Yep.
when you did your Mike Love interview, because I'm a huge Beach Boys fan.
Oh, mate, thank you. That makes me so happy. Thank you.
I've actually listened most nights since, really.
Oh, you're a good man. Wasn't that... Was Mike Love a year ago?
I think it was. Yeah.
Flipping heck! I cannot tell you. Well, you'll know. I mean, because I've interviewed Brian Wilson a couple of times, maybe 3 times, and that was. They're all wonderful, but I just didn't think we'd get Mike Love because you don't see him being interviewed by anybody, and what a joy to get him, and also make him blush.
Value, isn't he?
Oh, he's great value. I love Mike Love. I don't buy into this thing that he ruined the Beach Boys, and of course he didn't. He made him and Brian made the Beach Boys, you know, with those wonderful lyrics.
He's great to the fans as well, you know. I think he don't do himself any favours.
No.
But sometimes, you know, but yeah.
I want my pop stars to be a bit cocky and a bit arrogant and to think that they're better than everyone else. I want that from my pop stars. I'm old-fashioned. I like that kind of, that arrogance and the fact that he's got loads of... He was bling before bling was invented. You with those big chunky chains and rings on his fingers.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love the fact that he winds people up terribly. It's great.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Hey, listen, look, indulge me for a second, Darren, because I was getting trolled earlier online because I came up with my top 4 Beach Boys albums and I didn't include Surf's Up in there, and so I was getting trolled mercilessly. People saying I didn't know what I was talking about and all of this. I wouldn't put Surf's Up in the top 4 or 5 Beach. It's a good album, but it's also got some stinkers on there, so I wouldn't put it in the top 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got Surf's Up, which is majestic. It's also got A Day in the Life of a Tree.
Yeah, Till I Die is good.
Till I Die, that is a great song. Okay, I counter that with Take Good Care of Your Feet.
Yeah, all right. Go Near the Water's good. Long Promise Road, Still Flows, they're all great tracks.
They are, yeah, they are all great tracks, but I still, maybe it will be top 4 or 5 then, I don't know, Darren. So what are you doing up at this time of night? 11:45 on a Monday night, it's a weird time to be awake.
Well, I'm a night person, Ian, to be honest, yeah, so I'm up late most nights. So,
really? Yeah.
I'm recovering from a heavy weekend. Had a friend's 50th birthday, and we were out in Soho on Saturday night till the small hours, and I'm still sort of recovering from it.
Flipping heck, that sounds like I'm so glad I don't drink anymore, because that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. I hadn't been in Soho for a few years, and the place was really expensive we were in. Yeah. And about 11-ish, I just kind of wandered off and started wandering around Soho, and it was nuts.
Yeah. Well,
crazy.
Soho's nuts, but it's not as nuts as it was 10, 15, 20 years ago when it was proper seedy, because a lot of the seedy places and the actual clip joints and the sex shops and the what do they call them? The peep show, the peep shows, they've all gone now, and the gay cinemas and the women on the they've all gone.
Sounds
and
more fun then, yeah.
I think it was more fun. It's just, I mean, there's still an element of
drunk kids when I was wandering around.
There's still an element of naughtiness, but it just feels a bit safe now and a bit. I don't know. Here's the thing, right? I don't know where you'd go in London to have a good time anymore.
Yeah, I haven't got a clue either.
No. I never forget once, years and years ago, I was about 16 years old, and I was walking home about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'd go out with my mates and get drunk in Slough, but we lived about 4 or 5 miles away, and I couldn't afford a cab, no buses, so I'd walk back and I'd sober up a bit, and it was great. And I'd do this thing where I'd run until I was out of breath, then I'd walk, then I'd run, because I just thought it would get me home quicker. I was pissed. And on this road, in the middle of nowhere, and this big lorry is going from the M4 up to the M40. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. He pulled over and he said, "Hello, mate. Can I said, yeah, what would you want?" I'm 16, 17 years old. Good looking lad, by the way. And this truck driver said, "Do you know anywhere around here that you can get a good time?" I went, "Nah, mate. I think everything's shut." He went, "Yeah, no, I was just wondering if you knew anywhere around here that I could have a good time." I said, "Mate, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Slough's back that way, but it's shut." And he drove off. And it wasn't until years later I realised he was picking me up. He was trying to pick me up for gay sex in his truck.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that! Oh, what a thrill! I mean, I wouldn't have done it, but I would have been flattered at the time. I don't get chatted up by gays anymore. It doesn't happen, Darren.
Oh, yeah. The place where I was at in Soho, I was stood outside having a fag outside, and some girls came up to me and said, "Oh, is it gay in there?"
Oh.
It wasn't when I was in there.
Well, it can be, girls. I've only ever been to a couple of gay bars. Do you still get gay bars? Do you still get them? Do you? Because I went to a couple of gay bars years and years ago when I was on telly because I was drunk and high and it was fun. We had a great time. I don't go. I feel weird if I go into a pub now. I don't like pubs or any of that nonsense. Well, Darren, I'm glad. Hopefully, you're recovering.
I am. Yeah, thanks for talking to me, Ian.
Absolute pleasure, mate. Thanks for calling in.
I'm
I
a big
appreciate
fan
it.
of the show. Hello, Kath.
Hello, Darren.
And hello. I'll phone up again soon.
Darren, shall I cut you off?
Yeah.
Here we go. There's a tweet here for you, Catherine, from Colin Williamson.
Hello, Colin.
Where is the editorial control on this car crash of a programme? Well, that's you, Catherine. That's your department.
Yes, Colin. It's here. Can I help?
Can we help you? But here's the thing, Colin. You're still listening. And you won't switch off. And you'll listen tomorrow. There's nothing. I've got nothing for tonight's show. We have not looked in the papers. I don't know what's been happening in the news. All I know... What do I know that's happened in the news? Oh, why is everyone surprised? I thought we all knew that Cyril Smith was a nonce. I thought that was everyone knew that, didn't they? That came out... That's been the big thing today. Cyril Smith is a paedophile. But I thought that came out months ago, years ago, didn't it? You can talk, but it helps if you talk.
Oh no, I'm just looking at Colin Williamson. He writes quite a lot. He's always expressing disdain, but he listens quite a lot.
Hey, come on, fella, Colin. Come on, fella. What's this one? Okay, from August. Ask the boss tomorrow what your audience ratings are and let us know. Well, they're 59,000. You are right. This programme is unadulterated rubbish. Colin, these tweets are going back months, man.
I know, he loves it.
What is wrong? What's your problem? You absolute muppet.
Can I ask where the editorial control is on that cap you're wearing in your...
No, that's a nice cap. Don't have a knock at his cap. Car crash. You used the phrase car crash of a programme in June, mate. Yeah. This programme is the most unadulterated rubbish I've had the misfortune to hear. Switch off time. That was in May. You are broadcasting self-indulgent rubbish. No wonder listener figures tanking. That was in February. Dude!
Yeah, I recognised him.
It says I'm preaching hypocritical racial hatred in January. What is it? This programme is utter rubbish, complete crap. This is from November of last year. Complete crap. You won't succeed with this immature presenter. Think again. How do I find... What's it? I can't see his Twitter handle. I want to follow this guy on Twitter.
Let's see.
I can't find his Twitter...
Here it is.
What is it? I want to follow this guy.
Cole John W.
Cole John W. Dude, I'm following you, man. Totally following
It's
you.
hilarious.
Yeah, buddy, I'm following you, man. This is great news. Let's get together. Let's meet up. Let's go out for a decaffeinated latte. Let's do that, man. Let's do that. How do I follow? I'm going to click the follow button. I'm following this guy. Yeah, we're follow buddies, man. We can DM each other. We're follow buddies. Is that what we call it?
Yeah.
Follow buddies?
Best friends.
0344 499 1000. Brand new callers only. I want people who've never called me before. You can have called the station. You can have called your mum. You can have called the police. But I want people that have never called me before. And I'm not really... I'm not firing on all cylinders tonight, because I never am after... It always takes 3 or 4 days for me to pick up after I've been away. It's a weird old thing. And I could be making it so much easier for me, and indeed so much easier for you, dear listener. I've not looked through the papers. We'll get the papers in a bit, and we'll pick them up and see if there's anything. But I'm not doing topics. I'm not doing, should we bring back hanging? I'm not doing any of that stuff because I just, where does that take us? Where does that get us? It doesn't get us anywhere. I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break on through to the other side, to quote The Doors. And I'm hoping that by, having nothing, that some kind of inspiration hits. And it may not hit, and if it doesn't hit, that's fine. We'll chalk it down to experience, and we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll do. We will fight another day. But maybe, just maybe, there's something in my head, and I can't quite verbalise it. I can't quite get it into my mouth and spit it out as words. I can't quite get the picture in my head. But there's something. There's a nugget of an idea of where this show could possibly go, but I can't quite put my finger on it, and I might not put. I probably won't get it tonight, if I'm completely honest. It's probably will come out in November or December or January or February. I don't flipping know. Am I making any sense at all this evening?
Yes.
Like I'm not making. I tell you what was weird about Morocco, apart from the fact that there were Africans speaking French. I was in such a foreign country, but there was no time difference. It's the same time. That I found comfortable. I've never had that before, because you're just going straight down. Oh. And I found that weird. You're in a very hot country in winter, but it's the same time. That made me uncomfortable, if I'm honest. Amongst other things. Dodgepot, what? I'm trying to find... Can I help you, sir? Yeah, I'm trying to find this garden. Oh, the garden's closed today. But I'll take you to... we've just arrived at a spice shop. You go and buy some stuff in there, sir. I was in there, and I walked around thinking, I'll wait till he's gone, then I left, and he was just sat there having a fag. His name was Abdul. It's not me being racist. I said, Abdul, what you do? He said, did you buy anything? No, of course I didn't buy anything, Abdul. Let me take you to another spot. Jog on, fella. Jog on, fella. You are listening to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and our good friends, Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more.
Talk Radio.
Hey, there's another hour of this at least. We might even have a lock-in. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Please only call between now and 1 o'clock if you've never called me before. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's old style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. tomorrow. I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's oval style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find out I go home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Welcome to the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio and Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. Catherine, could you please do myself and this nation a great service? Could you please Google exactly how long we've got until Nick Knowles' album is
Oh, yes, of course. I can't believe it slipped my mind. Nick Knowles.
I believe it's November the 3rd, but I want to be sure.
Nick Knowles' album release.
Yes.
It's going to be...
Come on, guys.
3rd of November.
There we go. Well, no, that's not a Monday, is it? Is that third? What the bloody hell day is that?
Let's have a look. It's a Friday.
I think this is the new thing that albums drop on Fridays, because they used to drop on...
They what?
I think this is the new thing that albums drop on Fridays. They used to drop on Mondays, but now they drop on Fridays. And I know this because a friend of mine told me who might be releasing an album soon. So, okay, is it available for pre-order on Amazon? Because if you pre-order it on Amazon, you get it on the day of release. And trust me, Friday, November the 3rd, that is going to be a very, very, very special show, because we are going to £14.36.
How much?
It says here the 10th of November.
Oh.
On Amazonian.
Well.
£14.36.
The National Presticles is saying otherwise.
£14.30.
Is it a double album?
No, it's the track listing. Track 1. Takes every kind of people.
Oh, we know that.
Track 2. You're the first, the last, my everything. Track 3. Oh, Jesus, is that a song? Your body is a wonderland. I've got an access all areas pass. This track 4 is a bit rapey. Make you feel my love. Has there ever been a less romantic phrase than make you feel my love? And we know what my love means. It means his knob.
No!
Gonna make you feel my love. If you do guests or calls, where are you favouring them, Ian? I do enjoy the funny calls. Oh, yeah. Number 5. Here we go. This is one for your mum and dad.
No.
Here comes the sun.
Will everyone stop referring to that song and stop singing that song?
Track 6, Where Did the Children Play? Track 7, Waiting for the Love of My Life to Walk In, so I can make her feel my love. Track 8, Let My Love Be Your Shelter. It's all about his dick. Track 9, River. 9 and 10, I think, are named after his kids, River and Smile. And track 11, What a Wonderful World. Well, guys, can I just say, right?
They're over £1 each, those songs.
I mean, that really is. I would listen, right? If the Monkees or the Beach Boys released an album and it was, I mean, how much was that? £14.36. These days, I'd have to
36 on top.
Yeah, I would seriously have to consider whether I'm not going to splash out. I'll give it a month and buy it for a penny from what do they call it? Butterfingers, Music Magpie. I'll buy it for a penny, or I won't download it illegally. I won't do that. Or we could all chip in. Can I do a GoFundMe so that I can buy? Can I just say, and this is a serious thing. Whoever hacked my Twitter account earlier on today and posted fake video footage of me supposedly recording an album, right? I don't know how you did it, But tomorrow, when I wake up, when I write it down, I'm going to change my Twitter password. Okay? So you will not be able to hack into my Twitter again and post fake footage that supposedly shows me recording an album. Because, as my listeners will know, I have sworn on my life that I will not be cashing in on my celebrity. I will not be getting my fans to dip into their pockets to fuel my ego like this charlatan Nicky Knowles. I will never release an album of me singing, okay? That's not going to happen, guys. That's not the kind of person I am. I'm a radio broadcaster. I'm a writer. I'm a nude model. I am certainly not going to be releasing an album. So whoever it was, and then you can do all these things with computers now. Just trust me. If you saw that, that was fake news, okay? That is not happening, okay? I got a lot of people saying, Iain, what's this? You said you were never going to release it. I'm not. That is fake, okay? Hashtag fake news. I'm with Trump on this. Fake news.
Did anyone say they were eagerly anticipating your release dropping?
You've tried to do a rude sentence there and it's not working.
No, I'm asking the question.
Release dropping, you make it sound like doing a poo on the floor. That's what you've tried to do. That's what you tried to do, mate. And it's
that was one for Colin. He likes that.
It's not worked.
Well,
Colin's been listening for 18 months.
And he's been continually disappointed.
And he said to me on Twitter just then, the last one was very funny. I said, do you not think you're a bit nuts? He says, maybe it makes two of us. You must be able to do better than just this. Just try harder, please. And I've replied, I'm going to continually lower my game until you stop listening. His reply, think that's an impossibility, but hey-ho.
Destroyed you!
Well, he's not, because he's still listening.
Oh, no, he is.
So,
did you see what he wrote to me?
Go on.
When he said, where's the editorial control for this car crash of a programme? I wrote back, hi, Colin, can I help? Don't think so, flipping Kath. No improvement detected so far. I went, well, you've been listening long enough to know.
Well, gosh, then another Colin has steamed in. Have you seen that?
Yeah, quite rude.
That is... F off, you miserable old C. Come on.
Colin.
Come on, Colin.
You Collins should get along.
That really is. F off, you miserable old C. Listen to another show, you putrid little man. That's a little bit harsh.
But do you know what? He's enjoying himself in his way, so let him carry on.
034 4499 1000. Here's the thing, right? If I could trust everybody on Twitter, wouldn't it be... Well, I mean, it would be mean, but wouldn't it be delightful to get Nick Knowles in one night to do a session for us? Hey, Nick, fancy coming in, bring your guitar in? We'll just chat music. We'll just chat and sing. I'll bring my guitar in, you bring your guitar in, we'll just chat and sing. Because it would be just... And the thing is, everybody would be like at home going, oh no, he's got him singing Eye for an Eye. Oh, I can't believe he's doing it. But I know these twatters will tweet him and he'll punch me in the nose.
Yeah, he's quite a big fella.
He's got a yacht.
See?
Yeah, he's got a yacht. He does well. Does very, very well. But this is the thing. The whole BBC pay scandal, in inverted commas, I wasn't scandalised. I'm more scandalised that Cyril Smith was a paedophile and that the Crown Prosecution Service lied to journalists when they were asked if the police had delivered them a file of information, and the CPS said no. That's come out today. So I'm more upset about that. I'm more scandalised by the fact that it turns out that former Prime Minister Ted Heath would have had questions to answer about the possibility of being a predatory sexual offender and child rapist. We don't know that he was, but he would certainly have been questioned. I'm more upset about that than how much Jeremy Vine gets paid. I don't know, guys. I don't know if maybe I've got this wrong, but a nice guy on the radio gets £750,000. One of our prime ministers might have been a child rapist. I don't know, but I don't think I've got it wrong, but I just think one of those stories is a bit bigger than the other. I don't know, guys. I really don't know, but I do. But one of the interesting things to come out of the BBC Pay story was, of course, that was not in any way representative of what people earned, because a lot of people, for example, Graham Norton, got paid through his television company, So Productions. So the money would have gone there, so his whole TV series wasn't even included. I never forget when I joined the BBC, and this was at local level, 5-6 years ago, and they made me set up a limited company, so they would pay me through a limited company. It's a real faff, and the accountant I had at the time charged me a load of money for it, and it was just a real faff to have a limited company. But the actual day that my agent was on the phone telling me, look, Ian, I've tried and you've got to do it, the BBC were out in the press saying, no, we don't make anybody set up a limited company. The actual day I got the phone call saying you have to do it, they were on the television saying, no, we don't make people set up limited companies. What are you talking about? But now there's a weird thing.
That was a thing just like 1 year they did that, didn't they?
Yeah.
They made everyone do it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the arse. I don't want a limited company. I've got a limited company now, and I don't really understand it. And I pray to God I'm doing it properly. I'm terrified I'm doing it wrong. Because I had to go for a meeting today, and they were going, so what are the dividends in your company? I said, I don't know. How much salary do you take out? I said, just take out what I need. I don't know. I've got no idea. But now there's another thing with the BBC, because there was kind of talking, I might be doing something at BBC, and then it didn't happen, where if I were to go and do a job for the BBC now, I would now be employed as staff, so I'd have, even if I was presenting a show...
Really?
And my tax would then be PAYE, whereas I'm self-employed. It's all, I don't understand tax.
Does that also mean they'd be able to stop you doing things that didn't run...
Oh, they always had that over me anyway.
Yeah.
They could have done, but our boss was a sap, and she let me do anything.
Well, yeah, but I was staff and I wasn't allowed to do things.
Yeah, I know. But so you have to pay a different rate of tax, and this is like big names have been literally about to jet off for a job, and then been told that, and they've gone, well, I'm not going. I'm not paying that much money. What are you talking about? Hey, and listen, I think everyone should pay taxes, and I pay taxes. I have an accountant so that I don't, I pay the least amount I can. I claim back what I can. But, I'm not doing any fancy scams or anything. It's not offshore. I'm paying a good old whack of Taxington, trust me. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. New callers only, please, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Ian Lee. You're listening to Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Ian Lee
on Talk Radio.
Oh, this is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. With time to change, 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. Edward does... 0344 499 1000. I'm feeling like a lock-in. You?
Yeah, I could do a lock-in.
Sam? Yeah, we'll do a lock-in. Right, fine, we'll carry on after 1. Edward raises an interesting point, and I was slightly flippant in my dismissive style. I replied, "Oh, do grow up, son." Edward tweets, and maybe I jumped the gun a little bit. Let's see what he says here. It is morally wrong for anyone to get more than approximately, that word jars in this sentence. It's morally wrong for anyone to get more than approximately £150,000 per annum gross. So that's before tax. You don't need it. You don't deserve it. Okay. Well, the approximately sticks out there because, so what? So you're saying, what, approximately 150? So what, 148 is okay? What, is there a cut-off point? I don't earn that much. I have earned that much in the past when I was doing telework. I have earned that much a long, long time ago. You don't need it, you don't deserve it. I don't think he's talking directly to me. I would say that some people do deserve that. I would say doctors deserve that. I would say nurses deserve that. They don't get anywhere near that, but they deserve it.
Cancer scientists.
Yeah. Heads of charities. I don't get this thing about Well, yeah, but the CEO of cancer research gets £250,000 a year. Good.
Do you know how much money he brings in?
Yeah, exactly. It's a massive business. If they can make that back and then some, then good luck to them. Of course.
It's not just rattling buckets. Those are having to be run like massive companies.
You're not allowed to rattle buckets anymore.
No, but there was a bloke in Tesco, my Tesco the other day, standing by the door on the inside again. I thought they'd stop people doing that.
Yeah.
So you had to walk past him to come out.
Yeah.
I really don't like that.
I got very good at telling telling 4-year-old children in Marrakesh. No, you sat there with a coffee, and this is horrible. At the end of it, I didn't even look up at them, because if you look up at them, they're going to sit with you for 3 or 4, 5 minutes. You got kids and old women with one arm coming. No. That's cold, isn't it? That's another reason I came back. I was cold. I didn't need to. I'll tell you what I found. I found Marrakesh more like Pakistan than even India was like. And for a while I was thinking, what is it? Because it's a different continent. Surely India should be more. And I think maybe it's the Islamic element of it that pervades a society. That made it, even though it's a completely different continent, and Pakistan was, of course, part of India before partition, and we said, right, you've got 3 months to make the biggest country in the world, and the Muslims can go in the crappiest part of the biggest country in the world. But I found it really like Pakistan, and not the good bits of Pakistan that I experienced. I found it dirty and poor, and didn't enjoy it. But no, I would suggest, Edward, that is clearly nonsense.
Also, people that earn that much, don't they pay 50% tax?
Well, no. No. Edward says, it's only an opinion. We all work hard. I wasn't really talking about you. No, I know you're not talking about me, Edward, but it'd be so much easier on the telephone than Twitter. But I just think that's a really facile thing to say. That smacks of jealousy. So you're telling me, Edward, if you were offered a job that paid £150,000 a year gross, you'd turn it down?
Or you set up a company and it started to turn that over, you'd say, right, that's enough now.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Listen, when I was signing on, I aspired to earn a lot of money. When I was broke, when I was thousands in debt, and I was getting housing benefit. I wasn't getting housing benefit because I had to move back to Mums. I aspired to be earning a lot of money. That wasn't my only aspiration, but that was I'd like to be on the telly. I'd like to be an actor. I wouldn't mind having a few quid in the bank.
Here's the thing: in countries, there are it's an experiment, isn't it? Really, the sort of communist ideal of everyone earning the same amount of money and everyone being stuck at a certain level because money shouldn't be the be all and end all. That's a facile way of explaining it. But the only place I've been to that has that rule is Cuba, and it's one of the most corrupt places in the world because people will always try to better themselves, right? So a doctor will earn the same sort of money as someone working in tourism, but the person working in tourism will earn more because they'll get tips which are illegal, but they will still get them.
Edward, do phone in if you can. 0344 499 1000. I just wonder where the figure of 150,000 came from. Is that because that's slightly more than the Prime Minister? Was the Prime Minister get 138, I think, something like that? Now, here's a tweet. And I struggle with this tweeter.
Go on.
Here's the question. May I ask why new callers only? Not a calculated personal dig, so don't explode. Just a question. Well, I'm not going to explode. I explained it earlier on. I just was thinking last week, I've been coasting a little bit, and I wanted to challenge myself by saying new callers only. Here's the thing. I've real trouble replying to this person's tweets because of their Twitter handle.
Oh, I think I know which one it might be.
So the name is Britain is SH1T, and the Twitter handle is selfish C-word 321. And there was another person who I think I muted the other day, or maybe even blocked them, because their Twitter handle was Corbyn N-word.
Wow.
And they were kind of on a... I think I muted them or blocked them. They've sort of been on... we have a sort of wavering line where some people get very close to it and they're close to a muting or a blocking, and they're okay. And I think that person wavered on that, but I think I muted them. And I just struggle... Can I ask you, selfish C word 321, why did you choose that Twitter handle? Because it's confrontational. I would suggest it's a very aggressive, it's very aggressive language. I just wondered what your... Let's have a look at the bio. Never has so much been used by so many to say so little. And there's a picture of a man in a balaclava being sketched. That's quite good. Okay, I don't want to kind of fall down that person's Twitter feed, but I just struggle. Hang on a second. Now he's saying something. Now what I don't know what this means. Delusional arrogance. The reason I tune in is for the usual callers. Keen to follow the poorly terminal fella's progress too. Particularly as phoning this show seems to be something that makes him happy. Oh, the Iain. Is that Iain? Yeah, Iain, who's in Wales. I just wonder why you chose... I just find that... I find it difficult to reply to you in public because of your Twitter handle, because that would then mean that your name pops up in my feed and my people would see... people that would see that. And I don't want that... I'm really trying not to swear, and I'm failing miserably. It turns out it's harder than I thought it would be. I'm really trying to mind my language. I sent you a text the other day, Catherine, and in it there was an F-bomb, and I deleted it, and I think I changed it to flipping, even though it was a deliciously timed F-bomb. I'm really giving that sentence just the punch it needed. But I deleted it. And I put flipping instead. I'm really trying to watch my language. So having language like that in my Twitter feed, I'm going to say it. I've considered muting Selfish C 321 just because I don't like seeing that pop up in my thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting carried away. Who knows? We'll have a look in the papers in a minute. This is Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Twitter's a strange old fish. I had a little reset the other day and I unfollowed everybody. Not for long. Unfollowed everybody. And I think I'm following 12 people now. I wanted to keep it under 10, 15 people. And I'm happy with that. I think that's going to be it. And can I say, I had the most... I was so... first of all, I was horrified, and then I was so pleased, because someone texted me when I'd started following people again and said, can I ask why you've not followed me again?
Oh.
But when you hear who it is, I think you're going to be pleased. It was Jeff Lloyd.
Oh.
And I thought that was brilliant. And I genuinely thought that was brilliant. And I hadn't followed him again because I'd forgotten. And I thanked him. I said, I'm really pleased that you feel you can ask me that question.
But he didn't just nurse it.
Because that is a tough... And he said, I've chosen discomfort over resentment, and you've made a safe place for me. And I was so thrilled, because that must have been a tough old text to send.
Yeah.
And it was... And I could have come back with, well, because I think you're boring, because I think you got... Not at all. I replied honestly, oh man, I forgot. I forgot Narina Palo, and I forgot Imani Coppola as well, which is why I'm up to 15 now, after saying I was going to stick at 10, because I had to add them. I forgot Danny Baker as well. I felt so... Hang on. There we go.
Oof.
There we go.
Oy.
I felt so thrilled that I thought it was a real evolutionary moment in our lives that Jeff Lloyd, who I don't know him that well, but I feel he suffers from the same social discomforts that I feel, was able...
He ruminates.
Oh, man alive, doesn't he? Was able to ask me a direct... uncomfortable question that could have had a very uncomfortable answer.
But then at least he would know.
Yeah. I thought that was brilliant. Mm-hmm. I honestly, that really G'd me up. Because first of all, I was horrified, but that passed. It was like, oh wow, that actually. I mean, you know, it's a small thing on, you know, when you say it out loud. But I thought, wow, that's quite inspirational. I'm happy with that. So he's back on, but I had a Twitter reset, and It was good. It felt good, and I really wanted to avoid Twitter when I was away, and I couldn't do it. It is like crack. It is. I need to read that Russell Brand book, because I think he kind of addresses that in there. It is like, honestly, I think this whole generation that we are bringing up now. If me, a 44-year-old man, cannot stay off Twitter when I'm in a foreign country, and all I had was books to read and a book to write, and that was it. If I can't stay off Twitter, then Jesus, what hope is there for kids that have not known a world without Twitter? And what's the next thing going to be that's going to be even moreish and more delicious? And I couldn't stay off Twitter. I think I stayed off it for 1, maybe 2 days. Then I went back on again with the whole sellotape nonsense, because I thought that was a little bit of fun, and I quite enjoyed that. And then I came back, and I've made this rule that I'm not going to engage with the idiots. I'm going to mute and block. And I didn't make that, because I sent a tweet saying I'm going to mute and block people. And what I meant was I'm going to mute and block people who are idiots and who are rude to me. I'm not going to engage with them. And I'm engaging with Colin, who I've asked him why he listens when all he does is send abuse. And he's replied, "Abuse, man, don't you mean criticism? Come on!" And, he's a dodgepot, and he won't answer the question. Fair enough. Why am I even engaging with Colin Williamson and his little cap? Why? Why? And that shows there is something lacking in my life that and I'm not, what he's saying isn't hurting me in the slightest. I'm kind of enjoying, I just like I'd like to know why someone can listen to a show for 18 months and send criticism.
And it's not that uncommon. You're not that special, Colin.
No. Oh, God, no. God. There's loads of people that listen and hate me. What's the
Howard Stern thing?
Yeah, the people that like me listen to me for an hour. The people that hate me listen to me for 2 hours. And it's true. It's totally true. And listen, we are in a numbers game. I don't care who listens to me, as long as you're listening. I don't care if you're listening because you love me and you think I'm the greatest thing that's ever appeared on radio. I don't care if you're listening because you hate me and you're at home sharpening a knife. As long as you don't do anything with that knife, I don't care. As long as we've got bums on seats, ears by the wireless. That's all that matters to me. So if you're listening because you hate me, that's brilliant. I've got as much time for you as I've got for the people that are listening because they like me. In some ways, I've got more time for you. But I do wonder why I find it so hard to disengage from Twitter. I'm almost saying I'm going to not use Twitter for a week or something. But even me saying that has made me feel, oh God, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, and if you do, honestly, I think it will be difficult.
Oh God, I can't do that.
But you'll probably feel better for it. No sock accounts, no pretending. And
I can't commit to that. Isn't that funny? I can't commit to not using Twitter for even a week. I can't commit to it. Because I'll think of something funny to say, or I'll think, well, we've got a show coming up in Hull, and I need to promote that show in Hull. And I need it to promote the radio show. No, I don't.
But you also mostly like messing about on there.
Oh, I do like winding up people like Mr. Williamson and his hat. I kind of enjoyed that. Twitter doesn't hurt me anymore. No, let me rephrase that and make that factually correct. Twitter isn't hurting me at the moment, as it has done in the past. I'm kind of in. Did we get any? Because I did miss the aftermath of Las Vegas. I made the mistake of watching 2 of the videos of it. Jeez.
Oh, I didn't watch any.
Yeah. Because that was breaking on the day that we came back from Scarborough and I went to the airport, wasn't it? Did we get any closer with knowing what the hell that nut job was up to?
No. Now they're delving into his what was it? His father had been an on the run bank robber.
His what? Father what?
Was a on the run bank robber.
Right. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And he said he was bad to the bone, and it was in his blood. He was a millionaire.
Yeah.
And
was he?
Yeah, and he liked to gamble.
Okay.
Like quite a lot.
And that's all we know. Isn't that incredible? That's all, we don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they know more, of course, and they're not telling. But that's all
You know, they found a note in his room where he'd been planning the best trajectory for maximum killing. There was all sort of calculations in his room. Isn't it just...
OK, so there was a lot of things, mistruths spread around. So there was some right-wing, trying not to swear, some right-wing, and also I'm not going to use the phrase alt-right, because that makes them sound kind of fun. There were some right-wing nut jobs who on their podcasts and other shows were saying that he had converted to Islam. Not true.
No, I don't think there's no suggestion of that.
Oh, by the way, Katie Hopkins found that delete button quickly at the weekend, didn't she? Hey, didn't she? Because that Muslim bloke that deliberately drove into those poor souls outside the Natural History Museum.
Except that wasn't it at all. Well, she wasn't the only one. Tommy Robinson standing outside with a microphone.
Oh man alive.
He did a report.
Report. Oh, dearie me. I mean, it really does, doesn't it just? Hang on a second. Let's have a... Play that funky music, wide boy! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Tommy Robinson! Katie Hopkins! There we go. That's a joke for 129 people.
Yeah.
So he didn't convert to Islam.
Well, there's no suggestion of that. He'd been seeing prostitutes in the run up to it. He was quite partial. His girlfriend was away at the time. They had a cold relationship, apparently.
Now, is this the lady that was supposedly
that they were looking for?
There was again another myth, and I know this one was a myth. She was going around telling people they were going to die. Did you hear that one?
Oh, no, I didn't hear that one.
Oh, yeah, that his wife or his partner was at the concert and was telling people... This is the thing about Twitter, because this is spread through Twitter, was going around telling people they were going to die.
She was in the Philippines, wasn't she?
I think so, yeah. So that was another myth that was spread around. OK, he was on the 38th floor, something like that.
That's right, yeah.
How did he take the window out?
He smashed it.
How? Because a 38th floor window in an American hotel, that's... Maybe I'm being naive. That's not going to be... You're not going to be able to smash that. And I would have thought it would be bulletproof, wouldn't it? I'm just asking, because I've honestly, I've missed this whole story. So, wouldn't it? You can't smash those windows, otherwise people would be, particularly at Vegas when lives are ruined, people would be smashing them and jumping out, wouldn't they? I don't expect you to have the answers, but...
No, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering myself.
It's
32nd floor he was on.
32nd floor. OK, well, maybe the one's on the 32nd floor a little. I'm joking.
23 weapons found in the room.
Yeah.
God. Several pounds of ammonium nitrate, which is an explosive material, found in his car.
Well, you wonder how he got the guns in the hotel, how he broke down the window. And again, these are...
I'm guessing if he's a high roller, he can do what he wants. They'll probably help him with his bags.
Oh, no.
Oh, they treat him like kings.
No. You would know if you got a shotgun in a semi-automatic rifle in a bag. You can't disguise that. Handgun, yeah, but that. And again, these are a lot of these things. The questions I'm asking. The conspiracy theorists have jumped on to. A lot of them have said he was. Now I don't know how you say this word. Antifa.
Well, I'd say
Antifa.
Antifa, yeah.
And that's anti-fascist.
Yeah.
Okay. But is Antifa, let's say Antifa, whatever, because I'm hearing this bandied around, because surely being anti-fascist is a good thing. Is Antifa like a militant...
Yeah, I think it's like extreme.
Physical anti-fascist. Okay. Again, I don't know about Antifa, so I don't know if what I'm saying is offensive or controversial, but the Nazis were fascists, weren't they? And we shot them. Here's the thing. I don't really know what fascist means. It gets bandied around a lot. I don't really know what the word fascist means. So I assume I'm anti-fascist, but I don't know what a fascist is. But we kill fascists. What does Woody Guthrie's guitar say? This guitar kills fascists. So I don't know if anyone's listening who can help. I tell you what we'll do. We're going to take new callers up till 1 o'clock. We've only had 2 callers, and I'm very happy with that. After 1 o'clock, we're going to have a lock-in. We're going to stay in for a bit longer. Anyone can call in then. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you can help with these, I guess they're kind of schoolboy questions, but also I think that some of these are questions that a lot of you yourselves have been thinking but have been afraid to ask. Let me be the dumb guy here. Please, sir, I don't know what a fascist is. Please, sir, I don't know what Antifa is. And please, sir, how did the nut job in Vegas get the window on the 32nd floor down and get all those guns into the building? 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
Oh, this is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and with Time to Change. 1 in 4 of us will fight a mental health problem this year. Having a mate in your corner can make all the difference. Search Time to Change to find out more. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. We're going to have new callers only up until 1. And then we're going to have a bit of a lock-in. I don't know how long it'll last. The show is supposed to finish at 1, but a week away. I just feel I want to do a bit more. And after 1 o'clock, anybody can call in. Alex has sent me the weirdest newspaper headline I've seen in a long time, from the Birmingham Mail. Is this Birmingham in England? Or is it
Birmingham?
Birmingham. I don't know how you tell anymore.
What's the is it com or?
It's Birmingham Mail. It's British. Las Vegas. This is from 4 days ago. This is a genuine thing. Las Vegas mass shooting has eerie similarities to this Robbie Williams song. Stephen Paddock, 64, was named by police as the gunman. The deadliest mass shooting in modern US history has left more than 50 dead and 500 others injured. Stephen Paddock, 64, was named by police as the gunman who massacred at least 58 people and wounded more than 515. It came after he opened fire on a music festival on the Las Vegas Strip from a 32nd floor hotel room on Sunday. Paddock lived in Mesquite, Nevada, 80 miles northeast of Las Vegas, with 62-year-old Mary Lou Danley, who had been his partner. Guns and ammunition were found in a search of Paddock's nice, clean home, a Mesquite police spokesman said. Paddock is believed to have killed himself before a police SWAT team burst into his room at the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino, where at least 10 rifles were found. According to the Mirror, the terrifying sequence of events that led to last night's Las Vegas gun massacre bear a chilling resemblance to the lyrics of a Robbie Williams song.
Oh.
Wow. We're going to analyse it. In Me and My Monkey. Are they saying that Robbie Williams predicted this horrific event? In Me and My Monkey, from his 2002 album Escapology, Williams sings about checking into a room on the 33rd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas while carrying a gun. Killer Stephen Paddock fired thousands of bullets from the 32nd floor of that same hotel last night. He was carrying a gun. I've put that bit in. Then they do the numbers. It's the third time they've done the numbers. In his song, Williams sings about travelling alongside a monkey to Vegas with a dream and a gun. The lyrics say, "We made tracks to the Mandalay Bay Hotel. We got the elevator. I hit the 33rd floor. I'm hoping my monkey don't point that gun at anyone. I watch pay-per-view and polish my shoes and my gun. Don't point that gun at anyone. That's a badass monkey boy and he's packing a gun. Put your gun down, boy." That's it. That's it. What is that? How is that even allowed on the internet? That's the most ridiculous. That's incredible. That's the story. Robbie Williams did a song where he mentions a hotel and a gun.
Where was the monkey?
Where was the... That's I mean, that Birmingham Mail. Dear good... And also, why Birmingham? Well, as we found, didn't we, that all these newspapers, when we did that Dodgepot, Leo Hanlon, boy oh boy, and the report of that whole Hope and Glory festival has come out. That's a mess, isn't it? And let's just say...
lucky that no one was hurt.
Yeah, geez, they got away lightly. Leo Hanlon comes out of it terribly. Liverpool City Council comes out of it pretty badly as well, guys. No one, neither organiser nor council, comes out of that smelling of roses. They both come out lucky they didn't have blood on their hands. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I can't remember why...
yeah, but the local papers in the same group will share stories.
Yeah. So we did the story, and it was obviously in the Liverpool Echo, because they very kindly helped us with that. And then it went to his local area where he lived. But then it was everywhere. It was in Hull and Leeds.
Well, yeah, because there would have been people there from those places. You know what it's
well,
like.
Well, no. Yeah, but it was everywhere. And it wasn't because there were people... But they just copied the story word for word. They just copied and pasted it. And I didn't quite... But they're all owned by the same company, are they? Is that...
A lot of them are, yeah.
That's how these things work, is it? Ah, well... Louise Redknapp is giving her story to... well, she's given it to one newspaper, and the other newspapers have obviously picked it up and said, yeah, we're having that as well. I might give my story to the newspapers. How much do you think I could get for my story? Could I get money for my story?
A tenner? Which story?
Which one pays the most? I do a kiss and tell.
Tell him a story.
Yeah. I don't know. How are we feeling for a lock-in? Are we feeling it?
Do a lock-in?
We could do a lock-in now. The vibes, maybe.
Well, it's subdued, but that doesn't always have to be. You don't have to do it for long. Let's have a little go.
We'll do a little short lock-in and see how that goes, shall we? But
Yeah.
I've got Phil for the next 3 minutes, and I'm wondering what I'm going to say. For 3 minutes, I'm thinking I don't know what I'm going to say.
Well,
so for extra time after the 3 minutes,
you'll say something else apart from what you're going to say now. Matt Lucas was nice, wasn't he?
He's a lovely lad, really nice lad. I've not spoken to him for years and years and years. The last time I saw him, so we did some gigs, and this is before I got on the 11 o'clock show. And then he was doing George Dawes with Vic and Bob. But it's before he'd become huge with Little Britain. And then I saw him years later when I think I hadn't been on the telly for a while, and he was doing the Boy George musical, and I saw him in Oxford Street, and I got all nervous, and I walked past and went, "Oh, Matt," I was on the phone, and he said, "How you doing?" And he started chatting, and I got so nervous and uncomfortable. He went, "Oh, you're on the phone?" And I went, "Yeah. See you later." And I walked away. It's silly, isn't it? And it's and I was on the phone. I wasn't on the phone when I saw Gervais. I was pretending then, but I was on the phone, and I just didn't know what to. I just got very uncomfortable. I saw David. I don't know David Walliams at all. I've met him a couple of times, but I saw him a few years ago. And I was walking down Wardour Street or Frith Street, one of the streets off Oxford Street, and I saw him on the same side of the street to me, and I didn't know him, but I think I knew. I met him a couple of times. He'd done a show with a couple of friends of mine, and I saw him, and I thought, oh, it's David Walliams. I don't want to. So I did the pretending I was on the phone thing and crossed the road, and he saw me, and he went, "Iain, Iain, how you doing?" I went, "Oh, yeah, I'm all right." He said, "Oh." And we chatted for a bit, and he said, "Oh, we're about to do a live tour. You should come and see us." Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. I never know where I fit in with these people. That's my problem, is I never know where I fit in. I struggle to accept my lowly position.
Think of it from their perspective, then.
Yes.
No one talks to them anymore because no one knows what to say.
Yeah, that's right. Screw those losers. OK, I tell you what we'll do. We will take any call now after midnight. If you want to give us a call, we'll do a little lock-in. But I don't know if we're going to do a whole. We'll do a little bit and just see if anything happens. If you want to give us a call, the telephone number is 0344 499 1000. We will call you back. Anyone is welcome to call in. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, with Time to Change.
Oh, hello. Another hour of Iain Lee. Absolutely free.
What time is it?
Lie back and think of Iain, as the Lord of Late Nights keeps it up for a whole extra hour on Talk Radio.
There's nothing like a good, honest, nice work, is there?
Search hashtag Radio Lock-In.
Things that go in the night.
No.
The Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, and with Time to Change. That's a very good Alan Carr impression in that thing.
Isn't it supposed to be...
Kenneth Williams?
Yeah.
No, I think it's Alan Carr. That sounds spot on, Alan. I think it's Alan Carr. Play it again. Play that again. Play it again, Sam. That sounds like Alan Carr to me. Oh.
Oh, hello. Another hour of Iain Lee. Absolutely free.
What time is it?
Lie back and think of Iain.
Oh, maybe it's
the Lord of Late Nights.
Maybe it's meant to be. But anyway, so I stand by my first statement. That's an excellent Alan Carr impression, isn't it?
Yeah. Uncanny.
03, we're here for a bit longer. I just, I've not been here for a week, and I feel maybe that I've not given you what you need. So we'll carry on for a little bit longer. 0344 499 1000. Anyone can give us a call now. Good evening, Simon.
Hello.
Hello, Simon.
That jingle's brilliant.
It's good, isn't it? They've done a cracking job, the team upstairs. I keep meaning to go and buy them a couple of bottles or something, and I will do that this week because they've done a superb job.
But how can you confuse the genius of Kenneth Williams with Alan Carr?
Because the impression sounded like Alan Carr.
I beg to differ.
You think that sounded like Kenneth Williams?
Definitely, and the context as well.
Well,
you got Sid James in there as well.
Well, then I got the context the second time around, but that's how poor the impression was. It sounded like Alan Carr.
Well, now, here we go, because on a similar vein, the reason why I phoned you up tonight...
Yes?
Because I phoned you a couple of weeks ago, and you were pretty nasty to me, but I'll let you off that one.
Well, hang on a second. I'm gonna say you probably deserved it.
Well,
what did I do that was... I don't remember you. What did I do that was nasty?
I pointed out the Turkey Man.
The what?
Turkey Man, on Family Fortunes.
Right.
You were doing jingles.
Oh, yeah, right. And what did I...
impressions.
Right, what did I say that was nasty?
You just said I was dull.
Well, you probably were. Up your game a bit, lads. No, you've confused nasty with honest.
I can take it. But listen, the reason I wanted to speak to you, okay?
Yes.
I listen to you because I think that you're really funny. But the alternative is Ian Collins. Right?
Right. I'm the alternative.
No. He's the alternative.
No. I'm the late night alternative.
Oh, you could be. Oh, you're the alternative. So the only other choice then is Ian Collins. And to be honest, I don't really want this to Ian Collins. No. But one thing that really worries me about Ian Collins is that he says "man alive," and you say "man alive."
Right.
What is it about "man alive"?
He also says "the," and I say "the."
I say "the" too.
Well, exactly.
Copycat.
I tell you who doesn't say "the." Duncan Barks. Yeah. He says "the."
Anyway,
so me and Ian Collins say a phrase that is in common usage and has been for a long time.
I don't agree with you there. I think that the only two people I've ever heard use it is you and him.
Shut up! You really are daft as a brush. You are, you muppet.
It's true. And also, right? What is the?
I hope you're not driving because you sound absolutely steaming.
No, I'm not driving. What is the fascination with you and the word delicious?
Well, there's no fascination with it. What I tend to do is I tend to latch onto a word for 3 or 4 months and I overuse it. And at the moment, that word is delicious. But it's a delicious word to say.
Well, yeah. I just thought I'd point it out to you in case you didn't know, that was all.
Well, no, I'm aware that it's delicious is reaching its critical mass in terms of my usage, yes.
Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure talking to you again.
It's all gone a bit Jeff, as far as I'm concerned.
What?
It's all gone a bit Jeff.
What?
Thanks for calling. See? Callbacks. That's comedy, guys. Callbacks.
Timing.
That call was totally Jeff, man.
I mean...
0344 499 1000. Now I'm starting to wake up. 7 minutes past 1. It took me 3 hours and 7 bloody minutes. Now I'm starting to wake. I tell you why. It's because we had dinner too late. We went to Nando's, and we stood at Nando's. Right, and normally there's normally you got to beat off the servers, the waiters with a stick, right? But we stood there.
They're so keen normally. Like
we were there for about 30 seconds, and I went, do you know what? I'm getting pissed off with these guys. And you went, OK, we'll give them 10, 9... And then there was loads of people behind us as well, about 10 people behind us. 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. And we both just turned and walked out.
Because it wasn't even that they didn't come to us.
No.
They were avoiding eye contact.
Looking at us.
So, sorry, guys.
So then
I remember the days of Nando's coming up to you before your meal arrived, just to herald the meal coming.
Yep.
None of that anymore.
No.
Now they don't even talk to us.
So then we went to our tapas bar, which is, we got there about 7:15. And we thought, well, let's try this some tapas. And we got there, and...
It really is good tapas.
It's great tapas. It's so bloody good, tapas. But we got there, and there was some people in front of us, and it was packed.
Other people have discovered our tapas.
And we said to the guy, can we sit at the bar for a bit? And Kath got steaming.
I did not.
That laugh says it all. And by about 8:30, I'm thinking, right, we've been here for about an hour and a quarter. Are we going to get... And everyone was really taking their... People had finished their meals and they were sat there having a conversation after the meal. What the hell is that about?
It's like they're having a night out.
And then at about 20 to 9, I could see some people were finishing and getting ready to go. And I said to the guy, can we put an order in now? And then we'll grab that table. He said, yeah. So we put the order in. We put the order in at 8:45. We were out of there at 9:05. Boom. Boom. Didn't even take us 20 minutes to eat that meal.
So good.
It was, I mean, that tapas.
Good tapas.
That beef. I did like those meatballs.
Albondigas.
Si, signori, what about donkey?
No, albondigas.
I tell you what, let's, shall we be mean? Let us... this is what we... No, I can't do that. You cannot do that voice. Let us have a listen as to what is happening on the other... Where's my radio app on here? It is My Tuner is the app I use. Let's go and have a listen to what the other radio stations... Let's go to BBC World Service, right? So, this is what BBC World Service are offering people. Now, coming up to 10 minutes... past 1 o'clock. Connecting. My internet's...
In the past.
Here we go.
Want to create a sense of urgency to invest in people that we think is necessary given the way the economy is changing, the global economy is changing.
I mean, how do you expect countries to react to this ranking?
Well,
because there is an element of...
countries to react to this ranking? OK, this is...
been complained about as well. Now, if we start saying that crazy is always and exclusively used to discriminate against people with mental health issues...
What?
I'm not sure you can do that to the language. Crazy, I think, is the most common song title in the English language, for example.
Whoa!
That's a proud boast.
That guy has just... Surely the most... No, I dispute it. I know what the answer is. The Power of Love. That's that's the most common song title. 'Cause I am your lady. That's the power of love.
Those two.
And there's the other one, Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
The power of love.
And there is a fourth one, but that's more than crazy. All I can think of is crazy, and that's it.
No, Crazy by Seal and Adamski.
Is that not called? You're all going to get a little bit crazy. Okay, so there's two. Okay. So LBC is actually doing quite a good phone-in.
Mental health concerns.
All right, buddy, get over yourself. Let us go to... Oh, here we go, BBC Arabic. What bloody rubbish this going to be?
أولا هي ضبط الإيقاعات على
My licence is paying for this, and I can't understand a bloody word of it. It's political correctness gone mad. I'll tell you what's... All right, love, calm down. Let's try some of the regional station. BBC London. Hi, BBC London here, guys. We're going to be having sex with a black cab.
By speaking to Amelia. Amelia, good morning. Good to speak to you.
He's got callers.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm excited as well.
Ah, good. What, just from speaking to me or speaking on the radio generally?
Both,
All right, he's got callers.
Yeah.
Hey,
well, you should listen and learn, because the way he talks to them is very sexual.
Dotton's got callers, right, guys? And I ain't got no callers. So Dotton's got one over on me. He's got callers. Dotton's got callers. What's that? Metro City, is that one? That's that Pete Price, isn't it? Pete Pringle. Metro... Radio City. No, that's Radio... Here we go, Radio City. That's Pete Pringle, isn't it, or something?
On October 29th, the clocks...
That's their adverts. We're not playing their adverts. We don't play
Is
there.
it nearly fall forward?
Spring back, fall forward.
Yeah.
Aye, coming up very soon. Coming up very soon, guys. We're going to lose an hour of time. We're going to lose an hour of time at some point, guys.
I changed my...
Adverts. Here's the thing. Most BBC regional stations opt in, or do they opt out to 5 Live? They opt
in.
I changed Liverpool.
Come on, Liverpool.
Yeah, hi. Can I...
Oh, jeez. I want to hear this Pete Price. Isn't he up for the same award that we're up for?
Oh, I don't know if we want to...
The Arias. That's next week, guys. Next week, guys, the Arias. This show is up for an award. We are up against Jeremy Vine, and I think we're up against Pete Price, and we're up against some really good people.
I know. That's why I've not bought anything new.
Well, you've told me I've got to buy a new suit. Here's the thing, I'm fat now, and so I've got to buy a suit, and I've got to hope they can... what do I get? Oh, what do I get? What do I get? Whoa, what do I get? Oh, this is an advert. That's a good... You're
going to get one of them snazzy suits, like a radio... wacky radio
Oh,
host.
it's going to be a shiny suit. Yeah. Of course, always get a shiny suit. No, I don't think I'll be bringing my cat with me. I tell you what's a good album, right? Most punk albums are rubbish. But the Buzzcocks album, Love Bites, that is a great album.
Name some of the hits.
Ever Fallen in Love?
That one, yeah.
Is Orgasm Addict on there?
What?
Love Bites by... What do they call Buzzcocks? It's a great album. Let's have a... Oh, look at that. I mean, it's a delicious... There we go. Let's go through these. 1978. Just Last! I don't really remember how these go.
I think that's a fair bet.
Orgasm Addict's a good song, but that's... Do you know the song Orgasm Addict?
No.
Oh, mate, Orgasm Addict. It's a very funny song. I think we can get away with playing Orgasm Addict at this time of night. It's not on that album, but here we go. Listen to this. Beautiful. This is a great record.
Well, you tried it just for once, found it alright for kicks, but now you find out that it's a habit that sticks.
'Cause you're an orgasm addict.
You're an orgasm addict. Sneaking in the back door with dirty magazines, so your mother wants to know what all the stains on the jeans. And you're an orgasm addict.
Right, isn't it?
You're an orgasm addict. You get in the heat, you get in that salt, but you still keep a beat and you meet your pulse, and you're an orgasm addict. You're an orgasm addict.
Don't mind it. I don't. Was that a swear?
It was a delayed reaction, but I think there may have been a swear.
Those naughty Buzzcocks. Let's see if we can listen. Iain, this is... Oh, Jesus.
Coldplay. Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
That's Let's try BBC Radio Manchester. I mean, this is it. The thing is, there isn't that many. There aren't that many radio places you can go to now.
Pressure systems that will cause an onshore.
This will be
flow
5 Live,
that
won't it?
should bring in more moisture and
Speaking
better
to Speak and
conditions for the
Spell.
firefighters. However, it is very
No, it's
good
not.
to note
It's,
that the winds have
it sounds like Michael
considerably
Stipe.
died down from where they were gusting up to
You're right.
50 and even 60 miles an hour.
I knew he was a
last
weatherman.
night. That really is the primary.
I knew he was a boring
culprit in
man.
this whole thing, and now they've got the 10 to 15 mile an hour winds that they can deal with and be battling all of these blazes to the best of their ability.
Well, Kevin, we wish you and your family.
And that's what you got. That's it, basically. If anyone knows of any other places, let's have a look at that website that takes you around the world. Let's go around the world. The problem is, of course, if we go to America now, it will be drive time shows. It's not going to be late night, obviously, because it's not. The internet's been very, very slow this evening. Let's just mute that a second while it boots up. This is a brilliant website, by the way, radio.garden, and it will take you anywhere around the world. Let me show... Oh, no.
What?
I've deleted all my favourites. Balls.
Feeling a little miserable and upset? Well, of course, it would have been wise to take Alka-Seltzer at work earlier in the day.
Oh, that's annoying.
But don't wait now.
Hang on, let's go and have a quick look.
Was that 1952 in America?
1940s British radio.
Oh, wow.
I've got rid of all my favourites. That's annoying, because I've lost that really cool... there we go, let's try this. Oh, I know exactly what we'll do. Let's try... OK, remember that place we tried to phone up? Radio Free Brooklyn. Let's see if they're on air now, and if we can call in. Listen live. OK, so we're going to listen live to Radio Free Brooklyn. Let's see if we can give them a call, shall we?
Yeah.
This is called the Rodent Hour. Oh. Lazy. Tell you what, while this is playing, let's talk to Willie. Good evening, Willie.
Hi.
Hello, Willie. Okay, well that's very, very naughty. We got that, didn't we? Deary me. Well, then don't get high on meth, dude. Don't get high on meth. Is there any way to phone in? No, there's not. This is the thing. It'd be nice to phone up an American radio station and, hands across the water, just kind of make contact with them. But this one's just playing absolutely awful music. I mean, now why can't I stop it playing? Oh, there it is. It's playing in a separate window. That's right. I want to find a... we could be here all night, couldn't we? Here we go. Parole deliverance.
What? I think parole in Italian is words. Is that what it's about? Is it an Italian Christian station?
This is my favourite. This is the cutting edge of Christmas radio.
Gosh.
Cutting edge of Christmas.
They told me I was lucky to have my chance with you. Now last year's summer romance is this year's winter blues.
think our young meth friends are phoning in again. Let's just try this, but we'll hover over the button. Yes, line 1, don't swear, because we'll just dump you and it won't go out on the air. So try and not use your potty mouth if possible. What have you got for us? There we go. Well, that was... God. You'd have heard that on Periscope. Here's the thing, it doesn't go out on the radio. And on Periscope, there are 37 people. It doesn't... I mean, if the best you can do, seriously, is phone up and put on a slightly different voice from the time you phoned up before with a withheld number and say, effing ends. I mean, what is... Have I got to do another prank call show where I educate these guys on how to do pranks?
People are not taking notes.
That was no India. That was no Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, was it? And look, he's phoning in again. Dude, I can see it's you phoning in, you muppet. We'll just let you phone in. If anybody else wants to phone in, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us... If you want to give us a call, you'd be very welcome to give us a call. How do I call back one of the numbers that's called us up earlier on? How do we... I've gone to call log, and I'm touching them, but then there's no number there.
Oh, well, if there's no number, that means they're withheld.
No, but it's got their name, so they must have used a number. Don't matter. Hello, line 1, you're on the wireless. Don't be a potty mouth, please.
I certainly would never dream of being the potty mouth, actually.
Oh, it's David Badcock, the knobbin.
Sorry?
Hello, David. Lovely to talk to you, mate.
Hey, we're having a bit of a look-in, are we?
We're having a what?
Bit of a look-in.
Your accent seems stronger and more nasal than normal.
Right, are we having a bit of a lock-in?
Yes, we are.
No, don't be mean to me. I'm very tired.
You sound quite upbeat tonight.
I've been cracking show tonight. I loved it.
Really? I'm not quite up to speed yet. It's been all right.
Well, no, it's good to have you back. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, last week was awful.
Okay.
Can I just say?
Yes.
I love sherbet fountains. They're really sweet.
Right.
That's it.
Hang on a second. I was on your Facebook. Hang on. You're not being sponsored by sherbet fountains, are you?
No.
Did the Dib Dab deal fall through?
Dib Dabs are for losers. sherbet fountains. Yes, please.
Are you being sponsored by sherbet? How much are you getting for sherbet fountains?
$5 a month.
Right, get stuffed. I'm not having it. You can't come on and plug.
Outrageous.
You can't do that.
Not everyone can handle sherbet anyway.
We can't allow that at all. But listen, oh God, the poor souls that are calling in. I can see it's you guys, so I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to answer it. Anyone else wants to call in? 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call. Is there anything in the papers? No, not really. No, we may have peaked. We may have peaked. No, maybe we peaked. I don't know. Let's have a little flick around the world one more time and then we'll go home, shall we?
Yeah, let's.
Shall we? Let me try this.
I'm still playing that.
Yeah. That's nice, isn't it? That is nice. Radiosymphony.com. That is great.
Do you know this one?
Despacito. I like that. Bohemia. Here we go. Bohemia Radio.
Oh, forgive me, he's saying.
This is great. This is great. Let's go to Mr. Olbers. Good evening, Mr. Olbers.
Hi, I was just calling because I just can't get to sleep, man. Just can't get to sleep. You know when your head's buzzing around with loads of thoughts just about how bad Blade Runner is. I watched Blade Runner, I just can't get over how bad that movie was.
It's so slow, and it thinks it's being very clever, and it ain't. It's boring.
So boring, man.
Here's the interesting thing. I can give you one interesting thing that I learnt the other day about Blade Runner. The director, was it Ridley Scott who directed it? Right.
Yeah.
So the director believes that Harrison Ford's character is a replicant, but Harrison Ford believes his character is a human.
You have to believe he's a replicant, though, by the way I interpreted it.
I don't think you do. I thought the whole film pivoted on that question.
Because he hates replicants.
Yeah.
No, because he dreams halfway through the movie about a unicorn.
Right.
Yeah. And at the end, there's an origami thing left for him in the shape of a unicorn.
Right.
So how would that guy know to leave him an origami figure of a unicorn when he had a dream about a unicorn?
Coincidence?
Oh, come on.
Well, you're saying coincidences don't happen. Have you never had that thing? And I had this today, right? When you're reading a strange word in a book or a magazine and they say it on the radio. Have you never had that?
Well, yeah.
Like you read the word shafting, and they'll say shafting on Radio 4. Have you never had that? I get that a lot. What, I'm a replicant all of a sudden, you nut job?
Can I ask you one last question and I'm going to bed?
No, go on then.
Is it time to change?
Not yet. Not yet.
Recordar, vivir, disfrutar con la música de Bohemia Radio.
Even their adverts are going to sound great. And this...
Hola.
This is horny.
Pero no puedo dormir.
He can't sleep either.
But that's because he's got a boner.
It's not because he's thinking about crap films.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Estoy pensando en Blade Runner.
Let's listen to the fire department in Evansville. Oh, no fires.
They're having a kip.
No cats up no trees in Evansville. Evansville's radio station. Let's try that.
Oh.
That's the problem. You're just mainly going to get
This is Niall Horan from One Direction.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I quite like this one. There's a horrible lyric in it, though.
Okay.
So hand like sweat dripping off my dirty laundry.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, solo piano radio. I wonder what that's going to be.
That.
It's a very...
It's Richard Clayderman FM.
Specific gap in the market that's being filled there. Solopianoradio.com if you want. Let's have a little look at their...
All piano, all the time.
This is a brilliant, brilliant place. You can get the commercial-free Whispering Pure Stream as low as $2.50 a month. This is great. Okay. I'd love to find a station we can connect with.
What's that? What are they called?
Pretenders? It's mainly crap, isn't it?
07, I remember those guys.
Locally owned Ace Home Center nearest you. Ace, the helpful place.
I do like American adverts.
They sell, don't they?
And the ones when they like, you can buy like drugs over there, and at the end say, "But you want this drug may give you a heart attack, may want to give me suicide, you want to kill your wife, you may get pals, you may wonderful. Those are the drugs I want."
Oh, blimey, that reminds me. Did you see that Louis Theroux thing yesterday?
Nah. I'm a bit bored of Louis Theroux now.
What?
Bit bored of him.
No.
Check out our weekly specials on our new digital billboard, where we're famous for diamonds. Dameron Jewelers, downtown Elk City.
They are dripping in diamonds in Elk City.
I want to buy a diamond from that dude. Listen to this. Is a great song.
Well, it's hotter than hell outside right now. It's 100 in the shade with the sun beating down. Forecast calling for some more of the same. Well, I can't fix that, but I can fix a drain.
Yes! This is brilliant. Elk City in Oklahoma.
Is this a real song or is this an advert?
This will be a real song.
But it's the same dang thing all over again. The world's in the toilet and the market's in the tank. Well, I can't fix that. No, but I can fix a drink. Pour it on ice, mix it on up and get you feeling right. I can get you buzzed, I can get you smiling. I can make you feel like you're sitting on an island. I can make you fruity, or I can make it strong.
This is the best song I've ever heard.
Chris Jansen, Fix a Drink.
Put it to your lips, take a little sip, and tell me what you think. Yeah, I can fix a drink.
Oh, that's a great record.
The first time he said it, I thought he said, I can fix a drain.
That's what I thought he said, yeah.
Fix a drink.
Oh, that one's unreachable. This is you could lose yourself on this app. This is the Phoenix Metro Area Fire Department. Let's see if they come back. 5:33 in the afternoon at Phoenix.
1386, Mary, go ahead. It's Arizona Sun Devils, David 9702, Chevy Silverado pickup, gray.
Rescue 40, KDEC 9, difficulty breathing.
So I find this really scary.
It's like a robot voice giving you a report.
Engine 1, KDEC 8, following
30, 1830.
This is terrifying. Imagine listening to this in bed at night.
KDEC 8.
I find stuff like this really scary. It makes me very, very uncomfortable.
1830, copy that, sir.
Let's just try a couple more, then we'll head home. This is Radio Free Phoenix.
Now
I get excited when I see a name like Radio Free Phoenix. I think it's going to be great, and it's the last freeform rock station in the world, and there's some great-looking old heads on their website. Wow, wow, look at the size of that guy's forehead. You see that guy there?
5-finger forehead.
Herman Munster. That's incredible. I can spot at least 5 people who've definitely had a toke on a joint at some point in their life. I get excited when I see a name like that, though, and I think, I just think, then they're just playing this kind of rock stuff. I know. Let's try a couple more, then we'll talk to Sally, and then let's bring Sally in. Good evening, Sally.
Hello.
Hello, Sally, you all right?
Yeah, you.
Here we go, hang on. Listen to this. Here we go. Hang on, bear with it.
Ooh.
That's a great tune. There we go. Yeah, Sally, what you got for us?
I just phoned in to say hello and welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
We missed you very much.
No, you didn't. No.
did.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
we did.
you're very kind.
Okay, how did you go on the balloon ride?
The balloon ride was brilliant. That was well worth doing. I mean, it cost a fortune. It's £200, but it was absolutely brilliant. I wasn't scared in the slightest. It was the smoothest thing in the world. It was wonderful. It was very peaceful, apart from the tour guide wouldn't shut up, gabbing on. And there were kids on there. There was 2 little girls who must have been... They were younger than my boys, so that one was 4 and one was 6, I was going to say, and they were loving it. They were very, very
Did
brave.
they see over the side?
Yeah, they'd been lifted up. It was the weirdest thing, man. It was the weirdest thing, but I had a great time.
Good. You sound good.
Oh, I've come back enthused. I'm going to grab my career and my life by the horns, and I'm going to shake them ragged. That's what I'm saying now. Tomorrow, I'll be like, oh, I hate myself, I'm going to kill myself. I'll do all that crap again. But we'll see. Catherine's going to say something, then she bailed out.
No, I'm not. No, I'm glad to hear the positive attitude, and long may it continue. It's nice when you go away and you come back with sort of a refreshed vigour for life. You know?
Let's try Sean Nagy's Super Oldies. Let's see what this is.
Started talking about the weather. Kitty, oh, don't you know that's wrong? I can't stand this way around.
God, that's what an awful sound. What a terrible song. Here's the thing, a lot of the oldies are crappies. That's the problem. Here we go, the Broadband Comedy Network. Let's see.
They showed it on Cops a couple times where the 2 guys get out of that white Suburban. These guys have a shootout with the police at point blank range. Nobody gets hurt. I would love to have been at the office the next day when that guy's being interviewed by the chief. And then what happened? Well, at that point, I unloaded my semi-automatic 9mm weapon at point blank range. And then what happened? They left. Nice shooting, Elmer Fudd.
No. That was terrible. That laughter wasn't real, was
Gun
it?
humour.
Bit inappropriate.
Well, that's interesting you should say that. Is it inappropriate? Because... What are you laughing at?
The pros and the cons of Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Is it inappropriate? Because, America is full of guns. Now, whether we like it or not, and some people, hate it and some people love it, and is it inappropriate for... I'm assuming that also that was recorded some time ago, I would imagine. That laughter doesn't sound genuine.
No.
And people, what am I trying to say? Guns are such an ingrained part of American culture that we can't understand it. We just can't get to grips with it, So I think jokes about guns I would not deem that inappropriate. Do you know what I mean, Kath?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh, I suppose. I think it's to do with how they started off as a country, really, while they've still got their guns.
Oh, all the guns they have should be traded in for muskets. Oh, yeah. The right to bear arms was made up when they had muskets. Go and get a musket and put some little ball bearings in it. Fire that. Everyone should have one of them. Even give them to the kids. But not a semi-automatic rifle with none of that nonsense. It's nuts.
No.
And everyone. Twitter's such a weird place, and it's so weird people. And these not going to say alt-right. These hardcore right-wing broadcasters, and I include people like Katie Hopkins and Nigel Farage in that, who no people coming out. No, that's Zippy. People coming out calling for saying that guns should be banned on the back of this Las Vegas tragedy. They're just trying to make political gain on it. Well,
yes,
yeah, they are. But maybe because this tragedy and the one before and the one before that and one before that.
Yeah.
Maybe because they are. It's right that idiots, people with guns don't kill people. It's people that kill. People with guns.
And also removing the restrictions on people with, history of mental problems. They don't do mental health checks on people anymore.
No.
That was Trump's decision. That was Trump's decision.
Also, the big argument, whenever there's like a dodge pot over here, right, we don't get guns too often, but when it's a bomb or, someone in a car. Well, if the Westminster Bridge, right, that fella's driving up and down killing people. Well, if we had guns over here, then that would have been stopped a lot quicker. Well, hang on a second. Because the shooting in Vegas, I don't know how long it went on for, but...
It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah. 58 people died, 15 people were injured in Vegas, a place where I think you can wear guns openly. I think you can.
Yeah, it's got open carry.
Right, so that worked,
you don't have to declare it either.
The other thing is, sensible people who do have guns recognise the fact that if they're caught up in a shooting like that and they get their guns out, how are the police supposed to know who started it?
Yeah.
And who's shooting innocent victims?
Yeah.
It's just, it's crackers.
It's a very strange world, Sally. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, I cut you off a bit quickly, sorry. But,
what's the date? 9th? Or it was? It's
none
the 10th now.
None of your effing business.
I've got to fill out paperwork.
Fill out my dick.
Whoa.
Someone's saying there's a radio show we could try in America. So we'll try this.
I didn't hear you. Swear to God.
Sorry that guy. Listen now. Tim Conway, someone has just suggested. I don't know how to make it work. Click on that. Computer's been a little bit slow tonight. A little bit slow tonight, so maybe we can't get this to work. Why aren't you working? Why aren't you working? Southern California. Let's try again. One more time. Listen. I don't know if it's 6 p.m. in Southern California. That might be the problem. I don't think it's quite 6. I think it's 5:45, isn't it? So that isn't going to happen. I don't think. That is going to happen. Oh well, thanks for the suggestion. Let's have a quick look at Twitter, see if there's anything we need to say before we wrap up the show. Call Night Owls. I don't know who Night Owls are.
I think that's the one in Newcastle.
Oh, I don't want to call a British show. That would be a bit weird. That would be a little bit weird, and they might
object.
They might object, rightfully so. My bosses will probably object, rightfully so. So no. What's this? Let's try this. No Holds Barred Radio, Scottsdale. Let's try that. No Holds Barred Radio, Scottsdale. Let's see if let's have a little look here. Oh, here we go. Look. Oh, I bought tickets yesterday, for to see Ninjago movie.
Yeah.
Which was disappointing, guys. Really disappointing. And I spoke to a young lady called Kat.
Yes.
She just emailed in.
How funny.
She's listening. She made my day. She went. She made my day. I think I was on the toilet when I phoned.
Oh, stop it! Did she know?
No. And I said, yeah, can I book tickets for the Ninjago movie? I'm a member of this cinema. She said, okay, what's your name? I said, Iain Lee. She went, no, not the Iain Lee. I said, gosh, yes. What, the one that used to be on LBC? And what was the name of that programme you did? Was it Smack the Pony? Now, of course, I didn't do Smack the Pony, but it was around that time.
It was all women, wasn't it?
Yes, but it was around that time. And she, honestly, I was feeling a little bit crappy when I made that phone call, and she made me... I was absolutely thrilled and delighted. You bought film tickets. I love it. I talked to loads of twats all weekend. Most are nice, average folk who can't use the internet to book film tickets. Well, I prefer phoning up. Also, because I'm a member, I can't work out how to use my membership card online. So I'm one of those twats. Oh, bless you, Kathy. How absolutely delightful to... she said, what are you doing now? I said, I'm listening. I'm on Talk Radio. So listen, if we get one listener at a time, I'm happy to do that.
Just through phone-in helplines.
Yes, I am. No holds barred. Oh, this is a very confusing website that looks like I'm going to get spammed. It's going to spam the hell out of my computer, I think. Let's have a little try. Is that for me, that call? Hey, Nigel.
Hello there. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, mate.
Good. Well, you're keeping me going. If you could stay on air a bit longer. I'm stuck in an airport
what you doing?
in Tenerife.
Oh, you're in Tenerife?
Yeah, and waiting. My plane got cancelled. I've had to get another flight.
Oh.
And it's 4 hours. The desk doesn't open till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hang on, who cancelled your flight? Were you with Ryanair?
Yeah.
You absolute muppet! What were you thinking? What on earth were you thinking? You deserve everything you're going to get.
Which is nothing.
The potency did not.
Which is nothing, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
So I'm stuck here till 4 o'clock till the desk. The flight doesn't leave till 7.
Yeah.
And I've been up since 7 o'clock this morning.
And there's nowhere to lie down, is there? Because you can't. Those seats, they're like those moulded plastic seats. You can't lie down on them.
I know, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And then I've got a flight to Newcastle, and then I've got to get from Newcastle to the northwest.
Well, I would suggest you just give up and get drunk.
No, there's not even the bar open.
Oh, mate. So there's nothing there?
No, nothing.
Well,
one shop that's selling Fanta.
Fanta! Go and spend all your foreign money, and good luck.
So you're keeping me going at the moment.
Okay, well, we're going to stop in a minute. This no holds barred station. I'm struggling to find it. I'm struggling to find it because there are loads of different things, and I think this is it.
And to me, no big deal.
But I don't know.
He respected me, and I respected him. I mean, I don't care if you smoke weed. That's your business, right? Venison, did you ever smoke any weed?
Does anyone know the number? Can you tweet the number?
Right? I don't care.
Do you mean has he smoked weed ever, or has he smoked weed this week yet?
If anyone can find the number, this is No Holds Barred Radio in Scottsdale. I can't find it.
Or are you high now? I mean, no, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so when I was graduating,
I've smoked weed. There we go.
Came to me, says,
what's the code for America?
001, yeah.
And he told me that I was the only guy in ROTC, even though we were honor bound, that didn't smoke weed.
Let's have a go.
Did you get a certificate, or you should have gotten an award for that?
I guess. No, in fact, that's what I thought. I was like, wait, I don't get shit for this.
Okay, well, they use potty language. We can.
So you should have smoked a joint in protest.
Don't agree with that.
Hello there.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Hey, man, how you doing? You all right?
We're doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. Are we on the radio?
We are on the radio.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yes. Now, have you ever smoked pot?
Yes, I have, a long time ago, and I don't smoke it anymore.
Okay. What about... I can't smoke it anymore.
Why, do you want some? Hey, listen, can I just say, we're on the radio over here. We're in Britain, and you're on Talk Radio. We just we're doing a radio show, and we've just been kind of surfing around the radio waves. And someone suggested that we should listen to your show, and that you guys were doing some fun stuff.
Yeah. Some of us do fun stuff, and some of us don't do fun stuff. But it's we're just finding out that Brian here's never smoked pot, but he did own an Atari 2600.
Oh, he owned an Atari 2600, one of the greatest machines ever made.
Yeah, I bought one today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey, and the three of us on this show once played the French horn.
Yes, we're all former French horn players.
What? Well, you've all played the same French horn. You can catch stuff off that, can't you?
Why did you buy an Atari 2600 today, and how much did it cost?
I bought it because I could, and it was $65. It came with 15 games.
I love it. I bought it because I could. That's a wonderful reason.
He doesn't know if it works. But it came with the games.
Well,
it
came with the games, and you're saying that as though it's a good thing. Here's the thing, right? Because I love old retro games, and I grew up with the Atari and the Spectrum and the Commodore and all of that. But when you go back to the Atari 2600 and you whack in that huge cartridge, you realise after about 20 seconds that those games are nowhere near as good as you remember, and they're crap.
Well, that's the charm of them.
Hey, listen, man, because we're about to end in a minute, because listen, you're on Talk Radio in the UK right now, and I hope that's cool with you, because, you know, some people suggested that your show was quite good fun. Can I, this no-holds-barred...
No, horse out.
Say that again.
No, horse out.
Well...
we're on NHBRadio.com, and we're called Time Out with Gators, Brian, and Venison.
Tell me, who are you, and how long you been doing this for?
Oh, wow. I've been doing this for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
Under different show names.
Yeah.
And, we just kind of, connect in and talk about whatever's on our mind. Sometimes it's retro gaming. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's about my poor choices in music selection.
Oh, go on. Give us... What music do you like, man? Tell us what music you like.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Oh, no, please.
Come on, tell me. I bet I like some of it. Go on.
Oh, well, I like just about anything and everything. I even like some good stuff now and then. But some of my selections get pretty odd. Like the other day, I bought a record of Hungarian folk music.
This is my kind of guy. This is my kind of guy. I love this.
Yes, and I bought a bunch of 45s with Coke jingles on them, Coca-Cola jingles. So those are fun. I got a fun Spike Jones 45 I bought the other day.
And you get teased at work for liking this music. Those guys are... I'm going to use an Americanism. Those guys are assholes. You've got great
music.
I would love a load of 45s with Coke jingles on.
Oh yes, they're great. They're great fun. But I also like avant-garde electronic music. Are you familiar with a composer by the name of Milton Babbitt?
I don't know Milton Babbitt. No, I'm not that hot on avant-garde. Go on, tell me about him.
You'll have to play just a little bit. Yeah, well, we'll play just a little bit.
Yeah.
He composed on one of the early synthesizers that was called the RCA Mark II synthesizer.
Wow.
It fills a room.
Yeah.
You feed 2 scrolls of punched-out paper tape into it, and it spits out sounds. And when you feed in the paper, it sounds something like this.
This is brilliant.
Emphasis on sound.
Right. Okay. Well, then let's have a trade-off. Do you guys must be aware of a singer called Wesley Willis?
Oh yes, we're quite familiar with Wesley Willis.
He's again one of your greatest exports. I would say he's the American Beatles, and we are always playing Wesley Willis and Wildman Fisher on this show.
Wildman Fisher, yes, there you go round. My name is Larry.
He knows it.
Great.
Oh, I love it.
My name is Larry. My name is Larry.
I have a mother. Her name is Mother. Hi, Larry. So, how often do you guys do your show?
We do it every Mondays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, so hang on. So, because we're coming up to 5 minutes to 2 in the morning over here. We got the great shift here. So, what time is it there?
We're coming up to 5 minutes to 9 p.m. Eastern. But our friend Brian is in Pacific time, so he's 3 hours ahead of us. So he's coming up
California.
on
Let's
so he's
listen.
coming up to 6 p.m. Right?
I want to get the measure on you, men. Okay. I'm just gonna ask you a question, and I just want you to answer honestly, and then from then we will know if you are good or bad men. Hey, what do you think about that President Trump?
Ugh. He's an asshole.
They're good men. Okay, we're on the same side. We're speaking to some snowflakes, just like we are. That's good. That's what we like. Hey guys, listen. If we have to go. Well, we don't have to go, but I'm tired and I want to go. I've really enjoyed this, and I hope you have as well. And thank you so much for being such good sports. Could we do could we do an official kind of link up at some point and get you on again and us come on your show at some point?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Have you got? Go on.
Well, like if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm Johnny Gators on Twitter at Johnny Gators, JONNY GATORS.
Dude, I'm going to follow you right this second. Hang on a second. Let's get this done. Thank you so much for talking to us, Johnny Gators. Right, hang on a minute. Here we go. Oh, is there a picture of you? Are we going to see you? Hey, look at that! You're a good-looking guy. I am following you now. Hey, listen, man. My name's Iain Lee. Let's
get the perfect radio face.
Exactly. Tell me about it. Hey, listen. My name's Iain Lee. Let's keep in touch, and maybe we can do something next week.
Yes. I'm following you back right now.
Johnny, I love you, man. Thank you so much. You've been a really good sport, all of you, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for calling up to the Johnny so I can see it. Yes, we'll do that.
I'm going to send you some private pictures that are really going to get you excited, guys. Trust me. Hey, listen. Take care. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
There we go. What? Hang on. Let's get the end of that. Johnny, I love you, man. Thank you so much. You've been a really good sport, all of you, and we'll speak again soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
To the Johnny so I can see it.
Yes, we'll do that.
Now. I'm going to send you some private pictures that are really going to get you excited, guys. Hey, listen.
Dick shots.
Yeah, thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. There we go. That was some fun time there with that was Iain Lee of Talk Radio at Iain Lee, but there's an extra I in there, so it's IAINLEE. If you want to also follow this guy. So there we go. He's a late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
And he did that.
Radio DAB radio player and at talkradio.co.uk. Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. 1 a.m.
Boy, that was way out of left field.
So spell that again.
That is.
Yes. Next week. Next week we're having these guys on.
Off the page.
Wasn't that fun? Thank you, Matthew suggested that. Thank you, Matthew.
No, like, you know what? Like 4 or 5 people follow me at the same time, and now I can't find them.
Come on.
Me.
That's what happens when you give your Twitter account out on a talk radio show in England at 2 in the morning. No, that's at IAINLEE is who you want to follow there. Venison and Brian. And I would
Venison 88.
If it was easy to spell your Twitter account, I would have told him to follow you too. So there we go. Thank you, everyone, for following me. And my apologies for all the awful things that are going to make you unfollow me in the upcoming days and weeks to come.
I love that.
Dune writes in, not a French whore, a French horn. I didn't catch that at the time. I think French. He may have misunderstood. I was supposed
These
to
guys sound fun. They're doing what we're doing with a bit more freedom.
Please, I'm supposed to ask him to call in on Sunday. I will definitely ask him to call in on Sunday.
Dude, I'm there.
And he is still listening.
Yeah.
And so I am going to retweet that.
I knew we'd get somewhere.
That's how it goes. And so, yes, you want to call also to the Dune and Bob Show, Sundays 6 to 8 Eastern is where you also want to tune in. And every now and then, Dune and I aren't blocking each other on Twitter. Well, we're never blocking each other on Twitter. But every now and then, we might actually follow each other on Twitter. Although these days...
I'm following him now.
Oh, my goodness. I got a follower from them.
Oh! You know what? If they're going to follow us, we need to actually try to be entertaining, or they're going to start tuning out if we just keep talking about...
Is that Brian Blues?
Listening to us. I mean, how much time can we get off this topic?
Okay.
People are listening to us right now. Now, there's an interesting talk show comment.
I like these guys.
Topic.
I like these a lot.
I guess
we're going to have
French
fun with them.
No, wait, that was porn. HORN, and we each had our own. And but I knew how to press the buttons on mine better.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well. How many valves did your French whore have? French whore.
Right, now they're being naughty men. Oh well, that worked brilliantly. Matthew suggested that, but Matthew got that from someone else, I think, from Sim UK Live, I think. So thank you, both of you. That was well worth doing. That was brilliant. There we go. I knew we'd get somewhere, and. If you stuck around, you got that. Weren't they lovely? And what? Here's the funny thing about Americans, right? We phone up and say, right, you're on British radio. Okay, cool. None of this. Well, let's have a think about this, or nothing. Okay, yeah, cool. What do you want to talk about? Just perfect, absolutely perfect. I love that. We've got some new friends. Lovely. Thank you, Johnny Gators. At Johnny Gators, Johnny without an H, is the Twitter. I think he said they were only on Mondays, so we'll get them on Monday. He was saying something about calling on Sunday. If he tweets me, I'll give him a call Sunday with great pleasure. We've found some friends. Isn't that lovely? Well, that was. You're right. My voice is going a little bit croaky with this aircon. That was well worth sticking around for. Thank you, everyone who stuck around. It wasn't the greatest of shows, but that last 30 minutes, boy, we played a blinder, didn't we? Superb. I really enjoyed that. We will be back tonight at 10 o'clock. As per, you've got Mark Mason coming in, who's brilliant, who's written another brilliant book. I say that, I've not actually read this one, but his 3 previous books were excellent. I'd be very surprised if his standard has dropped at this late stage in his career. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, dear listener. We'll be back tonight at 10. Until then, from us, ta-ta!